And if you have, like, bad VM, you can even smear it on your...
Rectum?
Oh, Vicks is all... smear it all around.
You're my darling angel. Closer than my peeps you are to me. Baby, shorty, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. Baby.
Life is one big party when you're still young. But who's gonna have your back when
you made your decision for Christ?
Absolutely.
Poor Jim Noggle, man. Everybody picking on crazy Jim Noggle.
The other night, was there a fight?
Yes.
On the 4th of July. 'Cause now his cousin's dead, a bullet in the head. What happened? We don't know. Something fishy smells, but he won't tell. So we'll ask Brian, what did you do? Brian, what did you do? Seems not so long. He was standing on his folks' lawn, and he was crying, Brian, crying, Brian. It's hard to understand. It was an accident with 2 shots flying. I don't know why your agent Drew claims the cops' reports aren't true. I want to know some more, so tell me what's the score. Brian, what did you do accidentally? Or just maybe you're lying. What did you do? Brian, what did you do? Yes, now he's gone. And from this moment on, we're asking Brian, 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 yeah, Brian,
You fairy.
what did you do?
Come on, Brian, fess up, baby. Okay, 10:03 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you. It's another one of our 50% restaurant deals today at noon. Are you excited about that? I bet you are.
Sure.
And today it's, what is it?
Joseph's on the...
Joseph's, that's right. I'm just checking to see if you're on top of things, okay?
Yeah, this I care about.
I mean, that thing this morning, I'm sitting in here and waiting to tell you that I had to run to the bank and I would be gone for a few minutes, et cetera, and so on. Then I find out that banks suck. I hate to say that, but
not like
banks
airlines,
suck.
but yeah.
They open whenever the hell they feel like it. They close whenever they feel like it. And they give you, like, minimum service and, like, screw you. And, the thing I never heard of before, but I've discovered here is that if you make a cash deposit in an ATM, they hold it for 5 days. Anybody out there got some cash, I'll be happy to hold it for 5 days. In fact, if you got anything else good, I'll hold that for 5 days, maybe even 5 minutes might be good. Probably long enough. But at any rate, I hear Kenny and Bo rambling on again about Jim Naugle. Obsessed! They're in love. I wouldn't be surprised if the two of them elope with Jim Naugle. Maybe they can have like a three-way in a public tea room somewhere.
Wouldn't put it past him, anybody that's that obsessed with, banana business.
Well, he's obsessed with, I'll tell you one thing, Bokamper's obsessed with toilet business. They went into a long thing before they got back out of Jim Naugle, and Kenny informed the audience that, hey, he loves gay people, Jim Naugle. He loves you. Kenny, you're an idiot, okay? You deserve to get canned. That show's off in another month, by the way. I just thought I would mention that. Not because of Jim Naugle, just because it sucks and their numbers have been pathetic, except for 1 month out of how long have they been on? Way too long. So like I said, if you knew your show was going to get canceled, We'll get to that Joe Rose business. Barry Jackass is a very perspicacious column as usual because Barry is the only one anybody talks to. If you want to know what's going on in the radio business in South Florida, read Barry Jackass. Hey, Barry.
You fair.
That's right, because he's the only one with his little brown sack who knows what's going on in radio. Sun Sentinel gave up. They fired fat-ass Jim Sarney. They blew him out. And so nobody there. I mean, once in a while, like twice a year, Tom Jicker writes something about radio, but, you know, it's usually nothing that anybody cares about. Nice going, Tommy. The best little whorehouse is not in Paynesville, Ohio. Now, this is something Jim Noggle better pay attention to. This might solve the problem. And Municipal Judge Michael Ciccinetti, known for dispensing unusual sentences, doesn't want one sprouting in his small town, a whorehouse, that is. Because if you have a whorehouse, something else sprouts in your town. So Ciccinetti, isn't that interesting what his name is? Wait till you hear the... Well,
I know his brother Chicken George.
Story. Well, no. Wait till you get to the meat of this. He ordered 3 men charged with soliciting sex to take turns dressing in bright yellow chicken costumes while carrying a sign that reads, "No Chicken Ranch in Paynesville." Ciccinetti. Got it? I'm probably not saying his name right, and who the hell cares? The sign and costume refer to the world-famous Chicken Ranch, a prostitution house in Nevada where sex for money is legal, at least in certain places. Paynesville borrowed the costume from a woman who wears it to cheer patients up at a local hospice. The chicken costume. Daniel, well, it's got the names of these guys, all pleaded guilty Wednesday to misdemeanor charges of soliciting sex from an undercover Paynesville police officer earlier this summer. Ciccinetti agreed to suspend a 30-day jail sentence
About 30, man.
if they wear the costume between 4 and 7 p.m. tomorrow outside Paynesville City Court. This is Paynesville, Ohio. We're trying to send a strong message that we won't tolerate the activity in the city, said Paynesville Probation Supervisor David Washlock. It's not the first time Ciccinetti's used barnyard animals in his sentences. He ordered a man who called a policeman a pig to stand next to a live pig in a pen and hold a sign that reads, "This is not a police officer." A couple who stole a baby Jesus statue from a manger were sentenced to dress as Mary and Joseph and walk with a donkey. Sounds to me like this judge is a real ass. Maybe they could have walked with his ass. Wow. So we're not the best little whorehouse, and no chicken ranch in Paynesville, said Ciccinetti.
Got it.
A woman screaming, "You're not a real conservative, sir," was removed by police from a welcoming reception for likely GOP presidential candidate and bad actor Fred Thompson Wednesday morning. A second protester was also taken from the room. This is in Houston. Houston police escorted the woman as well as a man from the hangar at Hobby Airport, where Thompson was shaking hands with a crowd of supporters. They weren't arrested, though. They just escorted them out. The woman questioned Thompson as he talked to reporters. She asked him why he was a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, probably one of the Trilateral Commission and the Illuminati, too, and maybe one of the Bilderbergers, and noted that the organization supported the North American Union with Canada and Mexico. After the woman interrupted Thompson by questioning his conservative credentials, the likely candidate said, "Don't fuss at me. You asked a question, let me answer it." He told the woman, "I try to learn as much as I can from all viewpoints." Duh. Later, she shouted at Thompson as the news conference ended. Police officers took her outside a fenced area near the hangar and stood with her until the former Tennessee senator departed. Kind of like keeping an eye on her ass. Maybe she had a shapely, lovely ass. Who knows? Although I doubt it. Saw her picture there. She didn't look too attractive to me. But then again, what would I know, being the old gay fag that I am? Yeah, you know, it was interesting, Kenny talking, just like picking up where Bokamper left off, and they're, like I said, obsessed with all this crap with Jim Naugle. They love him. About, how terrible it would be to take his little kid into a public restroom in Fort Lauderdale or anywhere else and have two fags having sex. Of course, it never has happened to him, obviously, because he said
that
how
would be
bad
terrible,
it would be.
yeah. It would also be terrible to see the bathroom door fly open and some fat old man sitting there trying to do his business on a robo-toilet.
Some fat old man what?
Trying to do his business on a robo-toilet. Because that's what Jim Noggle
Are you cutting out
wants.
again now? What just happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, you cut out.
Not on, you're not.
Are we having this problem at the beginning of the show? That means we're going to have it all day today? Are you having storms and stuff?
Not since we came in, but who knows? It's Florida, you know?
Oh. That's all we need is that to go on all day, just to make me... Well, George will be on from 1 to 2. I'm getting out of here at 1. I can't take all of this.
We're going to talk about robo-toilets.
About robo-puss? Well, I think every hetero guy ought to have one of those. Yeah, I'm hanging out today with my robo-puss. The word that best describes my first sexual experience, speaking of that, according to George's poll yesterday, had 828 votes. That's not too bad for you. And we're going to have a really weak day today. Sorry, Chris, but Oh, and by the way, the one guy on our MySpace, we have 1,500 MySpace friends now. George, aren't you proud of me?
Okay, sure.
But one guy on there said he really appreciated those pictures of George and Chris's girlfriend. Chris does have a girlfriend, but that wasn't her, the Russian. That's Josh Cordes' girlfriend, okay? So all you mavens out there that think you know something, cut the crap.
That's okay. Someone was asking me yesterday and called me Josh on the phone.
And he also thought that George is, like I said on Tuesday, George is starting to look really old and pasty. And
what do you mean start?
How I look so much better because my skin is so much nicer.
If only.
And then he had some caustic comment to make about facials, stuff. I know what you're talking about, you pervert. The word that best describes my first sexual experience is brief, 150. Oh, maybe they were wearing their briefs. Incredible, 128. In other words, incredible. Unexpected, 121. Oops. Surprising, 72. What's the difference between... Well, I guess there's a difference.
I discussed that, yeah.
Yeah. Disappointing, 71. Forgettable, 62. Embarrassing, 48. Drunken, 44. Always a good excuse. Earth-shaking, 27. Confusing and accidental each had 21. Accidental. Oops. A lot of oops on here. Lengthy, 15. I wonder how long. Dirty, 13. Dirty. Disgusting, 11. Painful, 10. Sweaty, 9. And drug-induced... Solamente 5, soltanto 5, only 5. How do you like that? We're trilingual here. Oh, by the way, Stu Gotts is now doing a thing on Thursdays with his 2-for-1 restaurant deals over there right across the street. They sure are original. I wonder when they started that, or did we steal that from them? I'm sure we didn't steal it because Muff's been working on that thing for a coon's age. We didn't say that, did you? Yeah, I did. Well, Bokamper will be ripping me tomorrow. See, it's okay to rip the fags. That's okay because, especially among sports circles, that's politically correct. But if you even make something up where you assume anybody ripped anybody else, well, you're hiding behind your skirt up there in Toronto, and come here and say it to his face. Yeah, no thanks. In fact, next time I come down there, I think I'm going to hang out in some public tea rooms with some of my close personal friends and just have public sex, and they have tea, just to get Jim Noggle upset. Probably in Fort Lauderdale, no doubt. We'll get to today's poll. Charlie B, by the way, we only have 448 votes. What's our goal today? 500, Chris?
Let's go for 6.
Let's go for sex. No, I'm not going with you for sex.
Right.
That's for sure. I know. 448 vote is all we got. But Charlie B he's embellished it a little bit, and I think that's an appropriate word, by sending me this morning on our MySpace the towns, the cities, the places, the joints where these people are from, the Florida-born celebrities. Which he didn't really have to do that, and quite frankly, I think it's a little over the top, but it'll kill some more good time. Thank you, Charlie B. How you be, Charlie B? 10:13 at 560 WQAM. Here's that schedule. This afternoon at 2, it's the Mad Dog. Power Hour with Mad Dog and Hank. It says 4 to 5, but I don't believe that because the 5 to 7 is the Big O's comes back. Big O is 5 to 7 man today. 5 to 7 in the morning.
Rock solid.
And 5 to 7 in the PM.
Rock solid.
Have a good BM in the PM with the Big O.
Rock solid.
7 to 9, it's Dolphins All Access. And then 9 o'clock, Marlins on deck. The Marlins at Arizona, 9:40. They got walloped 7-0 last night. They are stinking the joint out, man. They lose just about every day now, don't they, Chris? Yes, they do.
Yeah, just about.
Your Florida Marlins.
Beware of exploding balls.
Sports. 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 Joey Everton. Sports. Smooth college athlete.
Joey Heatherton?
Harrington.
No, I say Heatherton.
Joey Heatherton?
You say Harrington.
Yeah, sports. Joey Heatherton.
Yeah.
Sports.
Sports. And that's the situation we have.
Okay, 10:19 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you, El 26 de Julio. Wow, 467 votes on today's very weak poll. Pretty weak, Charlie. Maybe if we give the places where these people are born, it'll create a lot more votes and interest and excitement, and people will be talking about it at the water cooler all over town. No. Steve sends in a poll suggestion. He says, what group of people are the biggest bunch of overgrown children? I like that. Pot smokers, Harley-Davidson riders, fantasy sports players, Jimmy Buffett fans, and sports draft fanatics, etc., says Steve. What about video game players?
Sure.
What about that couple that was playing Dungeons & Dragons while their two kids were starving to death? What about them?
Them too.
Overgrown children or just maybe irresponsible?
Crazy people?
And crazy. Like that. Like that. And like we said yesterday or Tuesday, whatever the hell day it was, we're not too crazy about crazy people. Kenny and Bo are crazy about Jim Noggle. Oh, he's a crazy person, and they just love him. They're obsessed. Okay, here's the poll from today. Before we get to Barry Jackass and Joe Rose. Joe Rose looks like he's coming August, whatever it's going to be. August 1 to a morning show on QM near you. That's what it looks like right from where we sit.
Jolly good.
Yeah, thank God for that, boy. When Joe was on, we had a good lead-in. I mean, it was great. Anyway, 472 votes on today's poll, and here's the deal. It's not a very good poll. And Eric put it up real late because I sent it to him last night late. I forgot all about it. You believe me? I did.
Yeah, well, whatever.
So I sent it to him late. Then I get a message from him saying, oh, I'm going to be away for hours and hours, so I'll get it on there when I can. Sorry, Neil. That's okay, Eric. Just stab us right through the heart. No, it's my fault for sending it to him late. Who is your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time? I voted for Jim Morrison, and how do you like that? Old Jim Morrison is leading the pack. He's got 109. Do you think I was psychic again or what? Now, let's see. Maybe. Where was he born? He was born in Melbourne. Did you know that? Not Australia, no. Florida. Tom Petty's got 95. Are these in alphabetical order or what? Charlie B. No, they're not. So this is going to make it very... He was born in Gainesville, Tom Petty. Sidney Poitier. Well, I didn't know he was born in Florida. In fact, I didn't know any of these people were born in Florida. 55-year-old Sid the Kid. Sidney Poitier was born in Miami. Faye Dunaway, 27 votes. Faye was born in Bascom, Florida. I don't know what that is. I had never heard of it. Did you? B-A-S-C-O-M.
No.
Ronnie Van Zant and Luther Campbell each have 21 votes. Ronnie Van Zant was born in Jacksonville, and Luther Campbell, who makes a hell of a soup, in Miami. Figures. Wesley Snipes, 20. Where the hell was Wesley born? If that isn't on this list, oh, there it is, Orlando. He's way down on the bottom. Wesley Snipes.
Yes, he
did.
does.
I already say Luther Campbell? Oh, that's Ronnie Van Zant.
Yeah,
I did that. Will you relax? Darrell Hammond, 19. Darrell Hammond was born in Melbourne. How about Darrell Hannah? Carrot Top, 15. Carrot Top was born in Cocoa Beach. Wow. Stephen Fetchit, 11. Born in Key West. Maurice Trick Daddy Young, 11. Who the hell is that? Born in Miami. Who's Trick Daddy Young? A rapper? Oh, my God. How bad. Ben Vereen, 11. A long time since I've seen Ben Vereen. Is he dead or what?
No.
I don't think so. That would be bad. He was born in Miami, Ben Vereen. What about Johnny Depp? How come he's not on the list, Charlie B., you idiot, you jackass, you clown, you fool? Google, do an IMDb, something on Johnny Depp. By the way, you know the show, what the hell's the name of that show that I watched the other day? Christ, it'll come to me.
21 Jump Street?
No, not with Johnny Depp.
Oh, then I have no idea.
No, you wouldn't know. It was one of those outer space shows. It was a series.
Depp was born in Kentucky.
And you are cutting out.
Depp was born in Kentucky.
Oh, like I said, Johnny Depp wasn't born in Florida. So cut the crap, Charlie, but you're not fooling me. Mandy Moore, 10. Mandy, kind of handy. Mandy Moore was born in Orlando. Deidre Hall, 9. I don't think anybody cares about any of these people or where they were born. She was born in Lake Worth. Delta Burke, how about Delta Dawn? Huh? Delta Burke, Orlando. Rob Vanilla Ice Van Winkle, 7. Schwenkier Van Winkle, Rob. He was born in Miami. Pat Boone, 6. Oh, how sad. Born in Jacksonville. Figures. Gary U.S. Bonds, 5. Make an ugly woman your wife, you're going to be happy the rest of your life. That's Gary U.S. Bonds. Where the hell was he born? Jacksonville. And all this time I thought he was from Detroit, from Michigan. Fred Durst, 4. Born in Jacksonville. Butterfly McQueen, 4. Now, again, I have no clue. Is that another rapper?
Got me.
Cocoa Beach. No, I'm sorry. Tampa. Butterfly McQueen. Probably hangs out in the tea rooms. Brooke Hogan, 4. I wonder if she's kin to John Hogan, who couldn't drive his finger up his nose, according to my good friend Derek. What is it? Brooke Hogan has got... Come on, where the hell are these? Born in Tampa.
Butterfly McQueen.
So poorly organized, Charlie B., but thank you. Donnie Van Zant, 1. Ronnie, we know, was born in Jacksonville, and guess where Donnie Van Zant was born? Good guess. Scott Stapp, none, and Mark Consuelos, none. I have no idea who either one of them are. Scott Stapp was born in Orlando, and Mark Consuelos was born in a hospital somewhere. He was born in Tampa.
Scott Stapp is the lead singer of Creed.
Yeah.
Who is?
Scott Stapp.
Oh, that's right. I actually knew that.
Real hole.
I really knew that once upon a time. At 492, our goal is 500. So there you go.
Butterfly McQueen.
Yeah.
Was Thelma? Was Thelma?
Would you tell the engineers, by the way, to go pee in the transmitter or something? There's either water in the. Every time we get heavy rains, this goes on, and it's definitely on your end.
All right, I'll tell them.
And we maybe want to reset the teloses during the break or something. I mean, I can do mine real easy because it's not on this end; it's on your end. And the funny thing is, before the show, when we were confabulating, it wasn't cutting out. You know who I think is behind it? Robert Grieper, the Grim Reaper, the Lord of the Board, the piece of turd. I think he's behind it. I think he's got his finger stuck in the hole somewhere.
Rectum.
Yeah. See, I should have known as soon as Kenny Walker was like sucking up to him when he first started. I should have known what a jerk he was. Yeah. Jim Noggle, he loves the gay community. He's such a great guy. How could anybody pick on him? He's just trying to support family values, that Jim Noggle, even though he's certifiable and belongs in an institution somewhere and a out-and-out bigot, but nevertheless, they just love him on our morning show, on our soon-to-be extinct, defunct morning show. Defunct, can I say that?
No.
Check with Joyce and see if I spell it out.
Actress Lindsay Lohan is now out of rehab and reportedly already spent the weekend partying in Las Vegas. Her publicist says she's now wearing an alcohol monitoring bracelet.
Hey, Lindsay, what's with the ankle bracelet?
I'm at clubs every night.
Does the alarm go off when your ankles are behind your ears?
All the time. I don't feel like I've done anything that's endangering myself.
Well, what happens if I spill a drink on your alcohol bracelet? Wow, cool stars. Wow, awesome.
Son of a bitch!
10:32 at 560 WQAM. So I reset the telos here on this end, and you know what happened? Nothing. It's still cutting out. Because you want to know why? Because the problem is always on.
They're diddling over here.
They're what?
Diddling.
They're diddling? Yeah, and that's probably what's the problem. Well, say something else, and let's see if it cuts out.
Else?
That was
else?
good. Join George Rodriguez, join Little George for LG Days at the grand opening of the Verizon Wireless Store, 2501 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale this Saturday from 5 to 7 in the p.m. Have a BM in the p.m. with Little George. Get your Motorola Razr or other select models free this Saturday only at the new Verizon Wireless. It's the network. Or is it It's the Network?
It's the network.
It's the
network, dummy.
Oh, network? Like, let's see, what is that under? Is it under network? Yeah.
I'm as mad as hell, but I'm not going to take this anymore. Oh!
Like that network? No, like a different one. Anyway, George, 5 to 7 at the the Verizon Wireless grand opening, 2501 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. And you can probably hang out in the tea rooms and have sex with Jim Naugle and Kim Bokamper.
I'm sure they'll be there.
Man, I can't wait for that. And I'm sure you can't either. Okay, let's get to the real meaty stuff here, the very jackass. Okay, let's stop diddling around. An awful lot of diddling going on today, you know? Too much diddling. And there is rain all over Dade County. I checked the radar, and there's like, it's pishing over here, and it's pishing over there. That must be why you guys are having so many problems again. Every time a bird has wild diarrhea, man, and flies over our transmitter, that's it. Oh, boy, we got multi-probleme. Bad. Joe Rose's nearly 3-year run, writes Barry Jackass in the Herald on 790. The ticket ended Tuesday. Oh, he's all done. Wow. And the divorce was so ugly that the station's president, who's a real jackass, a real a-hole, admitted drawing a line across Rose's face on the station's website. In fact, after I read this yesterday, I went to the website and I looked on there, and he's got the band symbol, you know, the red thing with the line through it over Joe's puss.
Yes.
Joel Feinberg, overgrown child. He ought to be on that poll about overgrown children. Overgrown child. Spoiled rich people always want to have their way.
Wayne doesn't care about our station and our business. So Rose, he stabbed us in the back.
You suck, Joel. Okay, make-believe broadcaster. On a make-believe station that you guys don't even own. They're leasing it. That would be like if you leased your penis. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know.
A lot of people do, I understand.
They lease it?
They lease it out.
Oh. Joel Feinberg, president of the ticket, placed that line on Rose's mugshot, similar to a no-smoking sign, shortly after placing Rose on paid suspension for the remainder of his contract, which runs through August 31. Through August 31? Oh. I thought he was starting with us and said we got to wait till September to get him on the air? Oh,
Correct.
my
That's what I
God.
heard.
What?
Yes. That is what I heard.
We got another month of that Kenny and Bo kiss Jim Noggle's ass show. Feinberg said he made the decision to dump Rose 6 weeks before Rose planned to move to WQAM after he heard Rose tell a caller Tuesday that he would work this week but then go on vacation for the duration of his contract. He was going on vacation for the duration and no longer on that station in this nation. He clearly has no intention of staying and no intention of doing anything to support this station, Feinberg said. That's right, Joel, because he hates you like poison, just like everybody else over there does. I have no reason to give him another month to promote himself or the fact he's going to be going across the street to compete against me. He's so hard-headed, he wants to sit there with his arms crossed and have something given to him. He wants to sit there with his arms crossed, maybe his legs crossed, too, and you know what?
I dumped the bitch right now.
Right. So why did Feinberg mess with Rose's picture on the website? Barry Jackass asks rhetorically here. Feinberg said because he doesn't have his own show, this was his way to express his feelings.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, good. I'm sure you are getting out of there. Like getting let off death row, Joe. Rose didn't return a call seeking comment. The ticket, which is a marketing partnership with the Herald, in other words, they have their head up each other's ass, said it hasn't settled on a permanent host to replace Rose, who recently shifted to the 9 a.m. to noon slot. One thing about Joe.
He is one good-looking guy.
Sid Rosenbergstein Schwartzfeld, who took over Rose's early morning slot earlier this month, will expand his show by an hour, 5:30 to 10 a.m. beginning today. Oh, God, I missed that. I missed Sid the Kid. Rose is expected to replace Kenny Walker and Kim Bokamper with their lame-ass show on QAM after Labor Day. We also expected to join Jimmy Syphilis and Jim Mandich in the booth for the station's Dolphin broadcast, beginning with a regular season opener, Riceberry Jackass. And like I said, if it's happening in local radio and you want to know anything about it as long as it doesn't have my name in it, Barry Jackass, he the man. He is going to give the lowdown and on the hoedown. On the blowdown. So Joel Feinberg's acting like an overgrown child. How unusual. Not. You're an overgrown child. You know why, Joel? Because you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. That's why. Because Daddy's got a lot of money and you've been spoiled all your life and you think that just because you got money and you can go on there with a make-believe station right away, we're going to kick their ass. We got Stugotz. They don't got no Stugotz. And we got Sid the Kid from New York, hated by everybody. I bet you even his mother hated him. Just revolting. And they also had Mifo, and he was so bad they blew his ass out. That's a real blowout. 522 votes on the poll. I don't know. I don't know what we can do with this today, especially with me leaving at 1. You know, if I was going to be here all the way till 2, we might be able to salvage it. But George is so cavalier about these polls.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't. He refuses to care.
Right.
Well, it's okay. I don't. You think I really care?
No.
Yeah, I do. Ah. Who is your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time? Okay, Jim Morrison, 120. I'm not giving those cities anymore. Charlie B., that was really ponderous and boring. But it took a lot of work, I'm sure, on Charlie B.'s part. He thought it would be very interesting to the audience. He was wrong, but... Jim Morrison, 120. Tom Petty, 107. Sidney Poitier, 63. And then after that, Nolo Contendere. Just those three. Faye Dunaway, 28. Luther Campbell, 23. Ronnie Van Zant, 22. Wesley Snipes, 21. Daryl Hammond, 21. Carrot Top, 15. Maurice Trick Daddy Young, 13. Old Trick Daddy. What is that, Trick Daddy?
What do you mean, what is it?
What is it?
It's a phony name like Neil Rogers for people in show business.
Oh, Trick Daddy is like Neil Rogers? I see.
Yeah, just like him.
I see the similarity.
They both rap.
Boy, you cut out real bad there now.
Sorry.
Tick, tick, and you just... It's not on the air, though. I mean, I know that.
Right.
But it's just driving me crazy. So it's probably intentional. Probably Robert Grieper stuck his thing in the transmitter.
Yes.
Stephen Fetchit, 12. Rob Vanilla Ice Van Winkle, 12. What about his brother Rip? Ever rip his brother?
All the time.
Mandy Moore, a dozen.
Or less.
Ben Vereen, 11. Deidre Hall, 10. Delta Burke, 9. Delta Dawn, here's Helen Reddy now on Capitol Records. Helen Reddy, a real bull dyke if there ever was one. I am woman. No, you're not. You're a dyke. Well, Pat Boone, 7. I think he's a lady, too, when you come right down to it. I ever tell you about that picture 4,000 times I had a Pat Boone in a bathing suit when I was a kid? Oh,
yes.
God. A bathing suit about 4 sizes too small. It was almost as good as the Boone in the box. Didn't leave much to the imagination. Gary U.S. Bonds, 5. Fred Durst, the worst, 4. Well, it just rhymed. He's not the worst. But. Butterfly McQueen, 4. Brooke Hogan, 4. Donnie Van Zant, 1. Scott Stapp and Mark Consuelos each have the big none. 0, zippity-doo-dah. Don't forget our online thing on WQAM.com. Our, what do we call that thing?
What do you call
store.
it?
Our online store opens around at noon. Right at noon. Not around noon. Right at noon. When the little hand hits the big hand. We'll have 50 of those certificates for Joseph's for you to buy. $100 certificates for $50. And believe you me, it ain't got nothing to do with Stu Gatz. When I saw that they're doing the same thing, you guys over there, man, they try to fart the same flavor that we do. Even though they call us a bunch of old farts, they still want to fart the same flavor. And then, of course, Bokamper runs around over there, and he's sniffing it in the hallway. He's really big on sniffing people's BMs. First it was that guy. What was his name? Ethan Skolnick. Is he still on the air with us, or did they finally dump his silly ass?
I think he's still on the air.
He what?
I believe he's still on the air occasionally.
Oh, my God. And what about Ira? Ira Windbag. Are they going to bring him back?
Of course.
Oh, my God. The man that almost single-handedly destroyed WQM, and they're going to put him back on the air again. And Drew Rosenstein Hauskrantz, he's really good, too. He's almost as good as Sid Rosenschmier.
Take your gossam spoken.
Hey there, Hoochie Mama. Yeah, this is Bill Clinton speaking. Oh, you sweet thing. How's your big pasty butt? Your butt. Oh, I can't right now, honey, but you know what I like. I like 'em fat with piggy face and a lot of roast beef hanging down. Granny candy shorts and genital warts. Why not squat and dig round? There ain't nothing quite attractive as my butch boss wife who dresses way too frumpy, bitchy, bitter, and dumpy. Haven't seen her nude since 1982. Is she a girl? Oh, baby, gotta check my eyes. What's that, honey? Who's to blame for financing Hillary's campaign? Why, honey, that's Rupert Murdoch's money, honey. Oh, you got that right, honey. Ain't no bigger Republican than my wife. She's got big legs and a pasty waist. Suits my taste all around. A masculine back and a hairy crack. Oh, Lord, what's that hanging down? Well, it's a one-eyed wonder. Could she be a guy or just a bitch boss lady or a butch butt baby? Hell, I don't know. I'm voting for the big O. Is she a girl? Oh, baby, gotta check my eyes.
1047 at 560 WQAM. You heard what I said. And it's cutting out worse now than it was before. So if the engineering department is trying to, fix it, they're making it, as usual, much, much worse. Not just worse, not just much worse, but much, 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 much worse. It sucks.
Yeah.
Well, for a second there, I wondered if you just said something and I missed. Well, that's how bad it's cutting out. Callers number 5 and 6 right now to the 560 WQM contest line win a $100 gift certificate to Joseph's on the Water. 1-800-227-0560. Callers number 5 and 6. Cinco and 6. 1-800-227-0560. I bet you Raleigh, is he still there? Did he get canned already from somebody from Raleigh?
Raleigh
from Raleigh?
He's
Raleigh
still here
from
for the time being.
He's still there until Joe finds some other schmendrick from Raleigh, North Carolina. The Raleigh Mafia is taking over QAM. That's why Miguel got his ass fired. It's like that scene in Godfather 2. Where De Niro is working in a grocery store there, in the Italian market. And Don Fanucci comes in, and he's got his friend, blah, 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 and I'm sure he'll take care of him and give him a job, blah, 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 you know, as a favor to me. And so he has to come over and tell poor Don Vito, Vito Corleone, that he's out.
Right.
Remember, then he tries to give him all the groceries to take home to his family? No, it's okay. It's all right. Greaseball. But anyway, kind of like that.
All right, Neil, when we go into the next break?
Yes?
You know how to reset your ISDN?
I've already done that.
The ISDN or the Telos?
The ISDN?
Yeah, that's the
What are you
connection.
talking about?
The ISDN is the connection that we have to you to put you on the air. The Telos is the phones.
Are you a crazy person or what?
I'm sure glad you're doing this with him. I'm just sitting here.
I'm not going to go through all of that where I have to pull the damn plug. I'm not going to start crawling around on my hands and knees when I'm 2 hours away from getting out of here. Are you a crazy person or what?
We'll call Fix-It and have him go up there.
No, here's what you don't understand. This has happened before. I didn't have to do that. That's not. In fact, let me turn on this thing, assuming I was going to take calls, which I won't. But let me just turn that on. Because if it's an internet problem between here and there, the dots won't be there. And I see all those lines ringing. WQAM. Have you got the pot open?
Yeah.
You punched it up. You got control.
Yeah.
Try another
How come,
one. Maybe it's just a quiet person.
QAM, hello.
Good morning.
Okay. See ya. Well, I guess she thought I was going to talk to her. No, that was just a test. But maybe she had something nice to say. She sounded very perky and very friendly. But I'm not taking any calls. Are you a crazy person? So it's not, I don't need to do that. I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of machinations here to try to pacify the fact that it's on their end. And what I'm trying to tell you is that it was straightened out down there before without my crawling around on the floor and pulling out plugs and potchking around with the router and the modem and the this and the that. I'm not doing it. And that's not the problem. You got it?
I got it. I was just telling you what they were telling me to have you do.
I don't care what they're telling you. Give them the finger, okay? Tell them to stick their own foot up their ass.
Will do.
Tell them to stop. That's not the problem. Do you know how to reset the ISDN? Do you know how to reset the Telos? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do the Limbo Rock and the Tea Room at Westland at Hialeah? See, that wouldn't have worked just now. I saw. And why were all those lines ringing, by the way?
I don't know.
Hoping?
Yeah.
Hoping what?
Wishing you would talk to me.
Or they were calling you to win the 2 gift certificates, he said, because they don't know how to listen.
That's right.
Oh, I see. That's probably
they always
what they
ring
were
that
calling the wrong number.
That's exactly what that was.
They call the call-in line. Call a call-in line. The only thing you're going to win is a lot of frustration and grief because nobody ain't going to answer it. Well, I did. Not going to happen again anytime soon, and certainly not between now and 1 o'clock this afternoon. If anybody thinks I'm taking calls today on a wonderful Thursday when I'm in a wonderful mood, and I notice there's some people getting a little jealous that I'm in a wonderful mood. Jealousy is not a good thing. Ain't that always the case? Okay? I beg your pardon?
Ain't that always the case?
Why is that? Why are the people jealous?
Because South Florida.
No, I'm talking about good, close personal friends of mine who I'm starting to detect a little jealousy.
In South Florida.
Oh, that's right. They've been there too long. Get out of there before it's too late.
Too late.
552 votes on our poll. I think our goal is 600. I shouldn't have hung up on that lady. She sounded me a lady caller, no less. The very first one, right out of the box. They said Broward County will never be the same. They said history was made. This is from the Scum Sentinel, which, by the way, they changed their website. Have you noticed that? And it really blows. The old format was much better, much preferable to this new artsy-fartsy one. It sucks. I just thought I'd mention that. Not that they're going to listen to me, but it really is bad. Hundreds of people descended on City Hall last night to denounce Mayor Jim Noggle for his record of inflammatory comments, most recently about gays, although Kenny Walker on our morning show this morning breathlessly announced that Jim Noggle loves gay people, to which we all went, right. A line of Broward leaders in government, civil rights, gay rights, and religion took the stage Tuesday, saying it was important to let the world know that Noggle doesn't speak for the entire county or even the city of Fort Lauderdale. Mayor Noggle speaks only for one very small person himself, said County Commissioner Stacy Ritter, one of 3 county commissioners who be speaking. Momentum has grown quickly against the 16-year mayor since he was quoted in the South Florida Sun-Sentinel on the 4th of July about the $250,000 self-cleaning toilet the city planned and later nixed for the beach. The mayor said one thing he liked about the robotic commode was its security features. The freestanding toilet would deter homosexual activity, he said. And, of course, we know that there's no heterosexual couples ever having sex on the beach either. And, of course,
that's okay. That's wholesome.
If you took your kids out there along an evening walk on the beach and there was a heterosexual couple having sex right there in the sand right on the beach, that would be okay. That would be good. It would be a good, useful tool for later in life. That would be a learning experience. or maybe a yearning experience. Naugle said public restrooms are plagued by gay sex in Fort Lauderdale, even though police said it's not a problem. He also said he doesn't use the term gay because homosexuals are unhappy, even though he loves the gay community, according to Kenny Walker, who's a retard, just pathetic. We got another month and a plus of them? Oh, my God, we'll never survive it. We are doomed. Oh, he didn't say that again. Naugle didn't attend the rally Tuesday, but he staged his own news conference earlier in the day. Yeah, we already went through that. And he apologized, but not to gay people. He apologized to children and parents of the community for not being aware of the problem, he said, explaining that he found websites advising gays to cruise for sex in 2 city park restrooms in the toilets. I apologize for not bringing this forward earlier, he said. Maybe some lives could have been saved. County property appraiser Lori Parrish, a lifetime Fort Lauderdale resident like Noggle, said he was spewing hate and giving the wrong impression that the county doesn't welcome gays. That's why they like him on our morning show, because he's a hate spewer. He's a hate-spewing idiot. On behalf of the public officials in Broward County, Parrish said at the rally, we apologize for him not being man enough to do so. She said his comments galvanized the community. Though Naugle has been criticized for what some considered outlandish comments in the past, former Vice Mayor Dean Trentala said this time was different. People were fed up, he said. Right up to here, as Brian Cox would say. Remember that? Right up to here.
Up to where?
Here.
Oh.
Don't ever take sides with anyone against the family. Again. Ever. This has never happened before in Fort Lauderdale, he said to the crowd. We are united for change. I just got a most amusing message on there. Boy, some people are really defensive. Jeez, it's just a radio show. Will you please, everybody, just calm down? I got 2 hours and 5 minutes before I get my ass out of here. Everybody leave me alone, please. It's just a radio show. I'm just diddling with you. In the tea room, of course. 2 of the mayor's colleagues, Commissioner Cindy Hutchinson and Vice Mayor Carlton Moore, spoke out. So did Wilton Manors Mayor, head of the ACLU, and others. This mayor must be treated as the bigot he is, urged Matt Foreman of the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force. That's why Kenny and Bo like him so much, because he's a bigot and a crazy person. And make sure that he is shunned everywhere he goes, not allowed at any gathering where decent people are, like in a tea room, for example. If there's a bunch of guys doing a limbo rock in the tea room, make sure he don't get in. County Commissioner Diana Wasserman Rubin said some people were using the Bible to attack gays. No. Come on, we'll get back to you, Diana. The Jesus I know would love everyone regardless, she shouted as the crowd cheered. Her name is Wasserman Rubin, and she's talking about Jesus? I don't know which Jesus these people are talking about. That's not my Jesus. Wasserman Rubin, doesn't that sound awfully Jewish to you?
Does.
I mean, not what would I know about things like that, but right. I mean, that sounds really, wouldn't you think so?
I think
she's hocking and shining about Jesus.
A Jew for Jesus, then.
The giant showing dwarfed most local rallies. It says police estimated 800 to 1,000 people packed around the sidewalks, lobby, front steps, and Plaza City Hall Tuesday night. Police were stationed all around. On the opposite sidewalk, about 30...
About 30, man.
Noggle supporters stood, led by conservative radio talk show host Janet Fogler of faith2action.org, whoever the hell she is. Oh, Janet Folger. She must be kin to Pete Folger. Someone held a sign with the word sin with a circle and slash through it. On the rally side was a similar poster, but the word inside the circle was hate. Ban hate. Ban Jim Noggle. Ban Kenny and Bo. Which we'll be doing, but not soon enough. Noggle has said he based his ideas about unhappy gays on his miserable friend Norm Kent. Kent, a lawyer and publisher of NationalGayNews.com, told the crowd Tuesday, I'm a happy gay man. Hey, Norma.
You fairy.
How do you like that? Norma gets in the story. Wow. Overhead, I'll probably be getting a message on here from him, too, soon. Overhead, planes displayed banners. One said, Noggle is right. Another, Noggle is right to resign. The rally was organized by a new group, Unite Fort Lauderdale, which was formed to call for the mayor's public rebuke and resignation. The group is led by Wayman Hudson. Hudson and his partner, Anthony Needwicki, were in the news in May when they complained that while in Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport, an employee read from Leviticus in the Bible, warning that if a man lies with a man, they should be put to death. That employee was fired. Remember that story? Yes, you do, of course. Over the PA. It was just an accident. He was just funning. Just like Jim Noggle. He's probably just funning because Kenny and Bo said he's just a wonderful guy.
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
You fairy.
This is your brain. Any questions?
It's the summer movie giving you that uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach.
You're Harry Potter.
Harry Potter and the Order of Fries.
Let the feast begin.
Something's gone wrong inside me.
Concentrate, Potter. Focus.
Are you
asked for this to happen.
Harry Potter!
Harry must use his powers to purge the evil trans fats. Harry Potter and the Order of Fries.
Now the moments you've all been waiting for.
That felt good.
Everybody, just calm down. Shall we?
Rated PG. Partial regurgitation required.
11:02 at 560 WQAM. And just to add a little more mystery, we're going to be getting another one of those fart alarm tests.
Are we?
Yeah. So I closed the door. I could open the door if you want to hear all that crap.
Okay.
But you don't want to hear it. They haven't started yet. They had the initial, may I have your attention, please, all that stuff. And then pretty soon they'll be the wailing, the sirens, and all that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
Like that. Just as loud as they can possibly make it. Don't panic. It's just a test. But if there was any chance you might be sleeping, and all the way to 11 o'clock. If you were sleeping, get up, 574 vote on the poll. Our goal is 600, I guess. I don't know. We don't have a goal today. It's, why the hell should we have a goal? Who needs a freaking goal, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Who's your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time? Jim Morrison. It's a pretty good battle here. Tom Petty. Tom Petty, are you people crazy or what? I mean, would you think this should be a battle?
I voted for Jim Morrison, but I gave some thought to Tom Petty. He's great. Had a lot of good songs.
You put him in the same league with Jim Morrison? Is that what you're telling me?
That's not what I said at all.
Isn't that what he said, Chris? Oh, here
Almost.
we go. There's a beep, 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 beep. And this will go on for like a half an hour. Remember the last time they did this, they got stuck and they couldn't shut the thing off, Oh, just what we needed, okay?
Sure.
I'm leaving now. I got a plane to catch. Not leaving for a few hours, but...
Stuck and can't get off.
Yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, Tom Petty 113. He's trailing by 21. It's a hoss race. Sidney Poitier has got 72. They call me Mr. Tibbs. Isn't that what he said?
Yes.
And then after that, it's really small potatoes. That's why the poll is so weak, Charlie B., I guess. Because everybody else is just sucking hind leg. Faye Dunaway, 33. Wesley Snipes, 25. Ronnie Van Zant, 25. Luther Campbell, 24. And that's all I'm reading. Well, Daryl Hammond's got 21. I'm not reading anybody under 20. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? You don't diddle with anybody under 20? And Mark Consuelos has got still none. And even Scott Stapp finally got one. And Donnie Van Zant's got one. But Mark Consuelos has still got the big. Oh! Wow. Speaking of the big...
Rock solid.
5 to 7 this afternoon, repeating the 5 to 7 from this morning. Why don't we just play the tape from 5 to 7 this morning?
All right.
Because, he's going to be talking about Michael Vick and the Dolphins camp opens, and they just signed this 10-year-old quarterback that they drafted instead of Brady Quinn because Brady is rumored to be whatever the deal is, But we don't want to be knocking the Dolphin organization because we have the Dolphins on our station now. When you have a team on your station, you don't knock the organization. By the way, did we give away those gift certificates or what?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, I know, but, hey, I just want to be sure, okay? I'm just double-checking. We have 1,500 friends of MySpace. Boy, if Miguel were still here, if he hadn't got stabbed in the back and fired, he'd probably come in now and say, give me a verbal pat on the ass. Building security speaking. Speak English for a change, okay? Speak it English, for Christ's sakes, you idiot. Are they done yet or what? Now, during the test, you will hear. In other words, they're not done yet. It's going to go on and on. Although I think you stopped cutting out.
Good.
Well, don't just say one word. No, come on. Let's have a little verbal intercourse here. I think you stopped cutting out. Which means that somebody did something on that end, and I didn't need to diddle with all that. They just enjoy having me crawling around on my hands and knees here playing junior engineer, which, by the way, for 5.5 years I've done a miraculous job. How many times have we had to have the Toronto engineer come in here? Like maybe 2 or 3 in the whole time? I would say maybe 3, which is less than once a year. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm a freaking genius, man. When they send me that money twice a month, they may not think they're getting their money's worth because I'm working like about 5 hours a year, something like that. They're getting their money's worth and then some. And if you want an honest opinion, just ask me. I'll tell you. 581 vote. Our goal is 582. And Jim Morrison's got a 21-vote lead on Tom Petty. We got a pretty good horse race there, considering.
Oh, we got our goal.
We got what?
We got our goal.
582? Good. Okay, that's enough. Oh, speaking of Jim Naugle again, by the way, who was peed on all over this morning on the Kenny and Bo Morning Show, which is going to be
I bet you liked it.
What?
I bet you he likes that, considering that he's in the bathroom business.
Yeah, he's definitely into the bathroom
obsessed with John.
And so is Bokamper. He's just obsessed with bathrooms and how they smell and who left the load behind. Did I ever tell you about I don't think I mentioned on the air. I wrote about it to one of my correspondents on there, to my favorite online correspondent, who's very defensive today. But nevertheless, about my Uncle Red.
Yeah, what about him?
I never talked about it. You never knew I had an Uncle Red. My father's brother.
Okay.
He was the black sheep of the family. I'm sure he's long since dead, so I can talk about it on the air. But anyway, every few years when I was a kid, he would show up at the house, and he was, kind of a yahoo kind of guy. I never like kind of a rednecky kind of guy. Red, he had red hair, so that's why they called him Red B. Hulfer. Got it? Red?
Got it.
And anyway, there's only one thing I remember about him besides the fact that he looked really smarmy and like he hadn't bathed in a very long time, and probably hadn't. Is that he didn't, I guess he wasn't really used to flush toilets all that much.
Okay.
Because every time he would use the commode ahead of you, you'd go in and there would be a surprise waiting for you in the bowl. Not once in a while, every time. So maybe he didn't know what that little handle was there on the side,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just couldn't handle it. At least he was consistent, I'll say that for him. He always left you a big surprise. Ooh, geez, I mean, it's not pleasant looking at your own. It's not a really pretty sight. But having to go in there and look at somebody else's waiting for you, like, oh, man. One good thing, though, I guess, from a health standpoint, it wasn't red.
Oh.
Anyway, a little more on Jim Noggle, because he got so much positive ass-kissing this morning by Kenny and Bo on our unctuous morning show. I mean, just kissy, 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 licky, licky, licky. Fort Lauderdale Mayor Jim Noggle's comments on beachgoers and gay sex created the local media flap, and Gary Mercado wants to keep it that way. Mercado, owner of Fort Lauderdale's largest gay hotel, said he's fighting initial instincts to wage a public battle with Naugle for fear of national publicity hurting Broward County's lucrative gay travel market. Gay. I don't want to add fuel to the fire, said Mercado, who owns the Elysium Resort with partner Steve Barnes. I'm not really sure we want to escalate this past the local level because it might have repercussions for the travel industry when they find out that Fort Lauderdale's got a homophobic lunatic mayor. And that WQAM's got a morning show where they're kissing his ass, kissy, 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 and making up stories about taking their kids into tea rooms and seeing guys doing each other. Headlines and blog entries emerged as a top concern this week as one of the country's most popular gay vacation spots faces another controversy, local government and homophobia. In May, Fort Lauderdale attracted the attention of gay media when an airport worker used the public address system to read a biblical passage denouncing men having sex with men. There's that story again. Mm-hmm. Earlier this month, Naugle drew more coverage by suggesting robotic bathrooms would discourage sexual shenanigans in men's cities' rooms, prompting gays and supporters to mail the mayor toilet paper rolls in protest. Then on Tuesday, he called a press conference and linked Broward's AIDS problem with gay tourists. So far, the media coverage appears confined to Florida outlets, gay news sites, and bloggers of all stripes. But as the controversy escalated, tourism officials braced for a bigger fallout. Nikki Grossman, president of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau, Fat Nikki, said staff contacted paid media watchers in New York and Europe to see how far the story had spread. She also consulted with the Bureau's New York public relations firm, which advised against drawing extra attention. Keep it quiet. Keep it quiet because it's embarrassing, it's humiliating, and degrading. Some are urging responses, Grossman said of the local tourism-dependent business. Right now, we don't think an overreaction to what's happening is necessary, she be saying. The Bureau has fought hard for increasing the competitive gay travel market, which last year accounted for about 11% of Broward's $8.5 billion tourism industry. Fort Lauderdale ranked number 6 among gay travelers last year, beating out Miami, Orlando, and Chicago. How do you like that? If anything, we should increase our expenditures on the gay market, said Richard Gray, owner of the Royal Palms Resort, one of about 30.
About 30, man.
Broward inns targeting gay men. We should double our budget because it works, he says. A slowdown in gay travelers could exacerbate a tourism slowdown in Broward, with many budget hotels demolished or converted to condominiums. A longtime spring break favorite is pursuing more affluent travelers and welcoming a string of luxury resorts, but occupancy is down 7% this year, 7 points, according to Smith Travel Research, and room revenues have only increased 1%. Grossman called gay vacationers one of the most loyal and deep-pocketed travel segments for Broward, a niche that returned quickly after the 2001 terrorist attacks and don't mind paying high room rates. Really, that market was our first luxury traveler, she said. Answering a question at Tuesday's press conference, Naugle questioned why Broward's health department was working to reduce the county's high AIDS rate while the Visitors Bureau tried to attract more gay vacationers. Naugle sits on the Tourist Development Council, which supervises the Visitors Bureau. In a telephone interview Tuesday, he questioned whether Broward's success with gay vacationers might discourage others from visiting. It could be that if we had a different marketing strategy, we might have 12 million people rather than 10 million because we'd have more families. Who knows the outcomes of decisions like that? Right. Straight people don't want to go like where. That's why Disney World can't get anybody, because there's a bunch of fags working there, and they have those gay days and stuff like that. You can't get anybody into that place. Not. What a jerk. What a jackass. And thank God that they love him on our morning show, and thank God even more that that show is going off the air.
Still? God?
Good morning, Americans. It's Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. Steve walks into a supermarket and notices a beautiful woman staring at him. Julie stares at Steve for quite some time, so he finally asks, "Do I know you?" Julie answers, "I think you're the father of one of my kids." Steve thinks for a moment, then realizes this kid she is talking about must be the result of the one and only time he ever cheated on his wife. So he says to her, "Are you the stripper that was at my best friend's bachelor party 5 years ago? You know, the one I had sex with on the pool table while your friend spanked my butt with a whip." And Julie looked at him horrified and says, "No, I'm your son's teacher, Paul Harvey."
Good day.
Good day.
11:18 at 560 WQAM. So some of our emailers on there on MySpace are just going crazy with this thing about born in Miami, or in Florida.
Yeah, Esther roll.
Esther roll. How about jelly roll? Ice cream cake roll. Oh, there's Michael Vick, who's doing federal court in Richmond today. Throw his ass in the slammer for 20 years, okay? And teach everybody a lesson to be don't messing with no dogs, okay? Hey, dog. How's it going, dog? Aaron Carter. There's another one. Another gay celebrity. And William H. Macy. Born in Miami. How do you like that? Well, you better get them on there. You got them on there, Chris, or what?
Sure.
By the way, they love your girlfriend that was... Oh, these people. Very confused. William Dean Resto repeatedly urged jurors yesterday to acquit him of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old boy at the church on Easter 2005, saying his truthful testimony in Jesus' forgiveness had freedom under God's law. Now, I've been trying to figure out where the hell this is in Cleburne. I don't know where that is. Do you know where that is, Cleburne? No. Sounds like maybe Texas or somewhere like that. Johnson County Prosecutor Martin Strahan countered that the man's law dictates that Resto be imprisoned for as long as legally allowable to protect other children from an evil wolf in sheep's clothing who preys on trusting church people. Well, I find it hard to believe. You want to know why?
There's no fact in the church.
That's exactly correct. Man's law won twice yesterday, despite dramatic closing arguments by Resto, a 23-year-old Cleburne man who defended himself against the 4-count indictment in 413th State District Court this week. The 9-woman, 3-man jury took 40 minutes to convict Resto on all 4 counts, 2 of sexual assault and 2 of indecency with a child. The crimes are second-degree felonies. Jurors later took 50 minutes to recommend that Resto serve the maximum prison term of 99 years and pay $10,000 in fines as sought by prosecutors on each of the 4 convictions. The punishment exceeds the range for second-degree felonies, but because Resto's criminal record includes 2 convictions for second-degree felonies committed as a juvenile, prosecutors were able to seek punishment usually reserved for first-degree felonies. Judge William Bosworth, I wonder if he's kin to Tom Bosley. Judge William Bosworth immediately sends Resto, who showed little emotion. He will not be eligible for parole till he served at least 30 years, including the 2 years he's been jailed since his arrest. Resto declined to comment at the request of his tearful mother. Cleburne attorney Shelley Fowler, his court-appointed backup counsel, said she wasn't surprised by the verdict. Since he admitted the charges on the stand, I expected it to be a large number, Fowler said. It's difficult to represent yourself since you don't know what you can and can't say on the stand. My hands were kind of tied. His teenage accuser, now 17, said he was pleased with the verdict. The Star-Telegram usually does not name accusers in sex crime cases. Star-Telegram, is that like Dallas, Fort Worth, something like that, Texas. A lot of perverts in Texas and a lot of perverts in Alabama and Mississippi and Maine and New Hampshire and Rhode Island, Connecticut, North Carolina, South Carolina, and everywhere else. Well, there's a lot of perverts around. And some of them are good people. Some of them are good perverts, and then there's the evil, nasty perverts. 608 votes on the poll. We exceeded 600. Who would have thunk it? Next time I hear anybody say who'd have thunk it in my presence, I'm going to throw their crap away. Just on general principle. Doesn't that annoy you? Who'd have thunk it?
I thought it was a joke. First time I heard it.
It's not a joke. It's supposed to be funny. Well, it's whatever.
It's supposed to be clever.
Supposed to be very clever. Who'd have thunk it? It's a sports kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same people that use all those sports cliches. Jimmy goes yard, you know.
Walk-off home run.
Walk-off home run. Oh, my
That's
God, that
strong.
one just gives me
That's strong
strokies.
by
That
you.
was really strong. That was strong, Defoe. That's probably when he was cutting the cheese. Too bad Bokamper wasn't on then, because he really appreciates sniffing everybody else's gaseous emissions. Wow. That's all he talks about. Is guys diddling each other in public tea rooms and people's bowel movements and how bad they smell. That's a medley of his... Well, you know, if it doesn't have to do with sports. Now, maybe, you know, I'll tell you what would be a great going-out show on last day for those guys. Bokamper could reveal which athlete that he ever, was in the locker room with had the most noxious-smelling BMs. Don't you think that would be, really useful information?
No.
Like if somebody went on Jeopardy and the answer is, Jim Mandich, like that. Anyway, Jim Orson's got 144, your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time. Now, we put William H. Macy, don't have any votes. Erin Carter, she don't have any yet either.
By the way, Joseph's is here.
Well, good. Joseph's is there with the food
and
37. I beg your pardon?
Joseph and, Joseph's.
And you still are cutting out, by the way.
What do you want me to do?
Premature evaluation.
What's it got to do with my food?
Thinking our engineering department actually has solved something. Because during the break when the commercials are on, it's like, thank God it's not on the air like that. Because who would want to pay for that? Certainly nobody in its right mind. Jim Orson, 144. He's got a 22-vote lead over Tom Petty to 122. It's a good battle there. Sidney Poitier, he's hovering, 76. And everybody else, small potatoes. William H. Macy, don't have any yet. Now, see, if he'd been on there in the beginning, I bet you he'd had a lot of votes. I might have voted for him. He's a great actor. Everybody else is going, actually, he got one. Erin Carter, she don't have any out of 612. I think we ought to shoot for 800. What do you think? Is that too high, you think?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's shoot for it. Come on. 800 votes today. You folks can do it. And in 36 minutes, we're going to be... Now, when you say Joseph's is here and Joseph himself, is it Joseph Magi?
Maggie.
How is it?
Maggie? You say it. Maggie.
See, Muff gave me 16 different pronunciations, and I heard Tommy reading the thing on the spot there, and it's Maggie.
Having lobster bisque.
Lobster bisque. I love lobster bisque.
Oh, yeah. You'd love this.
And what else you got?
Chowder. I got some calamari. I got an oysters Rockefeller over here I haven't dug into yet.
Now, is it autographed by Nelson Rockefeller, I would hope?
Yes, and the
By the way, I have that thing that you, at least I think I have it, that you sent me yesterday about the location.
The facts?
It's not easy to find the restaurant from the
directions. I can resend it if you want.
Oh, let me see. I don't think I got it. No mo.
Or send it back to you.
I beg your pardon?
I'll send it over again.
I should, but because we have so many updated pieces of copy in here in my file from the crack QAM sales department. And let me tell you something. They must be smoking crack. They gotta be, because that damn Hank Guerrero, this guy, he's a salesman like my dog Tiny was a salesman. Man, he is. Yeah, why don't you send me that again? Because once we get around noon, when I'm going to start promoting the hell out of Joseph's and telling everybody about those certificates. I mean, we want to be able to give some useful information, as opposed to what we usually do, which is read the poll, which is useless information. But man, people are attracted to it like stink on Bokamper. I don't know. I've discussed that before. I told you that time in West Palm Beach when I had in WJNO, a very grotesque, unctuous, it was my stomach, I guess, because I had lost all that weight. I lost 100 pounds in a year, then I started eating again, and my innards weren't used to all that, that attack of food, and they weren't, digesting properly. I don't know what the excuse was. But anyway, it was really bad. It was embarrassingly bad. And so I'm in the hallway, and one of the salespeople goes in there and came running out and said, "Oh, my God, Neil, you wouldn't believe what it smells like in there. Somebody must have died in there." I said, "Oh, geez." Not, of course, admitting that it was me. Well, would you ever admit that you were the one that done it?
No, not me.
Well, there's Dana Bash. Well, I'll tell you, there are about a half a dozen people at CNN. I'd like to have them in a lineup, Probably about more than that. Ricky Tiki Sanchez.
Line them up against the wall.
And that, what's the guy's name? The guy that I can't stand, that light-complected dark guy?
You're asking me?
Leon, no, not, I can't think of his name now. Look, I got a brain block on it.
Leon.
No, not Leon. Whatever his name is. Dana Bash. And, of course, your good buddy, Mr. Immigration there, Lou Dobbs.
That's right.
I love the thing that I got this on real loud.
Don't mess with Lou. He's our only hope.
He's our only hope for what?
To destroy the Death Star.
To keeping all the beaners out? Is that what you're starting to pick on the beaners?
Yes, he is.
You and the beaners, man. You're just upset because they know a lot of dirty words that you don't understand yet.
Yeah, that's why.
That must have something
They're
to
no
do
threat
with
to
it.
me.
Oh, here it is. Joseph's on the Water, 1975 South Ocean Drive, Hallandale Beach. From I-95, go east to A1A on the beach, go south 3 traffic lights, and turn right at the Hemispheres, which is a big condo complex. The Hemispheres. And Joseph's on the Water cannot be seen from the road. You proceed up the ramp to the guardhouse. You identify Joseph's as your destination. Drive halfway around the circle of the Joseph's entrance. I'll give that again more slowly later on, okay? Because we want a lot of people to go there and actually spend money, as opposed to those who are just going to get the certificates. They're going to go there, too. We got 33 minutes and counting till those things go on sale.
I'm still just a Sanjaya from Seattle, but I'm not really, and it's weird, I don't know. I miss just being able to go out on the street and just be myself.
I miss Sanjaya, man, I thought that guy was pretty. I don't miss Reuben or Clay for them. I'm only filled with pity, yes I am. Sanjaya's hair was bigger than Hoover Dam. I'm his biggest fan. I miss Sanjaya, though it doesn't make much sense. Although you went so far on Idle, tell me, can you pay the rent? Your mom is high. I'll take a burger and some fries. Sanjaya, why? Oh, you used to sing off key. Go to school, get a degree. Your sister's private parts we all did see. You won't record, you'll only buy CDs. You'll only buy CDs. Sanjaya.
Oh, yeah, could he tell out an eighth of an ounce of solder water? That's Sanjaya. It's 11:33, 27 to 11. I never saw him. I never heard him sing. I don't know nothing about him. And I'm as interested in him as I am Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan. And Britney Spears. How do you like that? 623 votes on the poll. That's not too good. And Aaron Carter don't have a single one of them. William H. Macy's got up here now. You know what movie I need to watch again soon, and you're not going to be too happy when I tell you, because it's going to take a lot of time.
What, Magnolia?
That's it.
Somebody just called about that during one of the days off.
I beg your pardon?
Somebody called about that, asking me to explain it to them, and I said, ask Neil.
Explain what?
Why you keep going on and on about it like it's a good movie. That's what their question was.
Like it's a good movie? Okay, let me IMDb right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Internet Movie Database.
Keep taking those polls. It comes in last every time you take a poll.
Okay? Let's see what America gives it. Let's see what it's got. Okay. 8 out of 10. Mm-hmm. 8.
Yeah, and?
That's a great score.
Sure.
So why are you knocking it again? You know, it's really interesting.
Did I knock it?
You're so full of crap. You used to say, I think it's a good movie, I just don't like the ending.
I still do say that. I didn't say that it was a bad movie. I was telling you what a caller said.
And you said, how come I keep going on about it as if it's a good movie?
That's what the caller said.
Because it's a great movie, that's why. And one of my very favorites.
It's fine.
It's a sensational movie. The acting is superb.
Yeah, I repeated everything you say about it.
Even by little Tommy Cruise.
He's a good actor. Just because he's a crazy person doesn't mean he's not a good actor.
I see. Anyway, I need to see it again. Whether I have your squeal of approval or not, it's great. Ware Shoals, South Carolina. A pastor was arrested after he sent 20 sexually explicit text messages to a 17-year-old girl's phone, Ware Shoals Police Chief Mickey Boland said. The father of the girl called police after finding the messages. Claude Wallace, 43, was charged with 2 misdemeanors, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and unlawful use of a telephone, authorities said. The 20 text messages were sent to the girl over the past month, police be saying. Under South Carolina state law, it's illegal to send a sexually explicit message over the phone to anyone under 18. Wallace is pastor at the Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church in Gaffney, South Carolina. The teenagers visited the church, and Wallace has been a guest pastor at her church, police said. They're kind of like passing it back and forth. He's over here, and she's over there, and and he's calling up and making I want to do stuff. A little hanky-spanky. Well, he's just a pastor, He's seen her, and then he passed her on to the next guy. 624 votes on that poll. There's Rob Hanrahan on CNN talking crap. There's a big L over Michigan, man, a big low. Look at that, a big circle over the whole state of Michigan. Ever been to Michigan?
Yeah.
Well, why do you say it like that?
Because who cares about the low over Michigan right now?
Nobody cares about it. I'm not saying it for that reason. I wasn't talking about that. Oh, 82 in Toronto. How do you like that? And 90 in Miami. Don't tell me it's going to be like sultry and real humid when I get there.
Oh, God, are you kidding me?
That would be
You'll
really bad.
melt.
I'm not coming.
You'll melt.
It's going to pass.
So oppressively hot. It's thick.
628 votes on our World Flaming Poll, and we got a 2-horse race. Your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time. Jim Morrison, 147. Tom Petty, 126. After that, it's Nolo Contendere. There's nobody else even in the race. Look at that. 9-year-old girl killed by a stray bullet. Where's that? Atlanta, WSB.
An outrage story. We've been following.
Wow, that's just amazing. Here you go. America, crazy people with guns. Uh-oh, watch out. There's another one. Bullets flying all over the place. Like a bunch of crazy people are running around. And you want to know why? Because there are. And the crazier you are, probably the more likely you got a bunch of guns. But you can't say that because America just loves guns. Maureen Dowd writes a column in the New York Times. Is this yesterday or today? I guess yesterday, but I wasn't on the air yesterday. Now, did you read it?
No.
Well, why not?
I was busy.
Don't tell me you're taking phone calls all day, every day. Are you really?
Yes.
We got 22 minutes to go, and then we open up the WQAM store at WQAM.com, and Joseph's on the Water is going to be... we got $50 $100 certificates, right. And they only cost you $50 a piece. You save half on a really nifty meal. Now, what are you guys eating?
I'm having some calamari, oysters, Rockefeller, the lobster bisque that I'm sipping on, but he also brought a whole bunch of other dishes that I might go and check out. He's a really nice guy, by the way.
What about Chris with the Russian girlfriend?
They want to be having a lamb or something? They haven't brought it over yet.
Mary brought a little lamb? Is it making buying sounds? Are you you shearing it?
No.
He's sharing it,
Nor
not shearing it.
And you're cutting out really bad now. We can't even communicate. Yeah, it's like that. Only worse, because it just cuts out for a whole word. Anyway, Maureen Dowd says, Brothers and Sisters, that's the name of her column in yesterday's New York Times. She says, W's Odyssey is one of the oddest in history, a black sheep who leapt above the expectations and then crashed back down. It must be a crushing burden for President Bush to have wrought the opposite of what he intended in so many profound ways. For me, one of the most amazing reversals brought about by W's reign of error is this. He may have turned my sister into a Democrat. As a girl, Peggy shivered in the bitter cold through a coatless John Kennedy's inaugural speech, and when she saw W. debone Ann Richards in a Texas debate in '94, she thought, this guy will be the greatest president since JFK. He's so good-looking, bright, he's got everything going for him. She volunteered at the Republican convention in 2000, toting a W stands for women sign. I snuck her into the press pen at breakfast with George and Laura and had to tackle her when, to the consternation of reporters, she began cheering as if at a Redskins game. She flew to West Virginia to work a phone bank for W. She sat up all election night in vain. She cut back on Christmas presents to give him money and proudly displayed pictures of herself at fundraisers, one with W, one with Dick Cheney. She canceled her Time subscription when I wrote about the rigged build-up to the Iraq War and called Bush World, my chronicle of W's warped reality, that silly book. She once told a reporter that she couldn't totally choose W over me because she knew if she were dying, he wouldn't come and hold my hand. I know Maureen will. So imagine my surprise when she started talking about voting for Barack Obama or John Edwards if they stopped pussyfooting around Hillary. W's loyalty to Cheney has hurt his president, she says sadly. When Cheney picked himself as vice president, W should have said, bug off. He could have made his own banquet instead of choosing leftovers. If only he had dialed his father or listened to Powell instead of Cheney Rumsfeld on Iraq. Not only has W brought himself down, he's brought down John McCain, who I wanted to support but can't because of the war. I grew up in the shadow of Walter Reed and was used to seeing servicemen without limbs, but recently after watching a special on soldiers coming home from Iraq with brain injuries, I picked up a picture of my 4 nephews, and I know how I'd feel if they had fought in Iraq and came home without limbs or in body bags. We're spending billions on this war, and yet veterans and their children are practically getting nothing. I'm no longer a Republican, she said. I'm an American. I'll cast my vote for the person I believe will start the process to get out of Iraq, unless, of course, it's Hillary. I knew my family's cocky red state of mind had changed when one of my O'Reilly-esque brothers used a mocking nickname for W and expressed disgust about Iraq. Another, Kevin, praises W on the economy but not on immigration, noting that our father, who came from Ireland in steerage at 19, had to fight in WW1 to win citizenship. The secret key to the puzzle is the word illegal, he says. He supports W on Iraq but agrees that one of the president's greatest assets, loyalty, has turned into his Achilles heel. When I started my sales career, an older rep advised me, stay away from the mean drinkers in the bar. They start the fight, but someone else always gets hit. George Bush is getting hit because he won't move away from the mean drinkers, he said. The word neocon bothered me because I have an aversion to zealotry, he continues, an uncomfortable visual of Cheney, Wolfowitz, and Rumsfeld manning the Situation Room in a scene reminiscent of Dr. Strangelove and General Buck Turgid's son. No more than 10 to 20 million killed tops, depending on their breaks, began to haunt me. How could we have underestimated the post-war situation in Iraq so badly? Is our intelligence that bad, or did the people making the decisions even care? The Republicans got exactly what they deserved in the last election. He said they fell on the same sword they had brilliantly wielded to gain power. Tom DeLay was as corrupt as Jim Wright, then he hacked it as inept as Tom Foley. Even in his demoralized state, Kevin warns Democrats, memo to Nancy and Harry, a default blind date to the prom is not the basis for a long-term relationship. My sister still has a picture of W up, but Cheney is face down in the laundry room.
Neil God.
Hello, very good morning. You're watching BBC News 24. A summary of the news.
We'll begin by translating the rhetoric of the latest speech from President Bush.
I believe we can succeed in Iraq, and I know we must.
Translation: my ego won't allow me to admit failure, so I'm running out the clock until 2009 or impeachment.
It's a goal shared by the Iraqis and our coalition partners.
A decent number of mostly living Iraqis agree, as well as 34 soldiers from Estonia.
I like to fish.
On this sentence, he could be speaking literally, but we believe this is either secret code to his evangelical base or another veiled reference to 9/11.
All these extremist groups would be emboldened by a precipitous American withdrawal, which would confuse and frighten friends and allies in the region.
Meaning that if the American army just up and left without telling anyone, the 34 soldiers from Estonia would be confused and alone.
Nations throughout the Middle East have a stake in a stable Iraq.
Translation: like any good mafioso, Dick Cheney has given Middle Eastern countries a small cut of the action as we remove our oil from underneath their sand.
I look forward to picking my nose.
Actually, right there, he's just being literal.
Thank you very much.
Okay, 13 till noon, somebody faxes and says, for the poll, how about Debbie Harry from Blondie, was born right here in Miami. We want to put Debbie Harry on there?
Sure we do.
How about Harry Carey? Debbie Harry. Now, you know, I've got a bad thing to tell you now. Now, is this because the QM store isn't open yet, or is it because we have some kind of a crash on the thing, or what? Because I'm clicking on it and it won't open.
Maybe it's because it's not open yet.
No, that's not the way it works, schmuck, okay?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's because you never clicked on it. What about you, Chris? Are you able to get on it?
Yeah. I went to QAM.com,
You are?
clicked on Neil's half-price deals, and it went right to the page.
Well, I'm not. What the hell's that all about?
We have 11 minutes and 40 seconds.
I beg your pardon?
11 minutes and 40 seconds until...
I don't really care about that. What I care about is how come I can't get on it.
No, you probably screwed something up.
Yeah, it's always me, isn't it?
Yep.
Always me, because I'm just inept and incompetent and idiotic, and I'm making like $3.50 an hour like you are, Chris.
I wish I was making that much.
That was like a little shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just take a puke at what we got here. Who's your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time? How many vote we got? 650, boy, that's pretty weak. That is really weak. And I know George is going to push the hell out of it in that 1 to 2 hour, though, aren't you? Not. What is it?
What?
Jim Morrison, 151, and Tom Petty, 131. They're 20 vote apart. We got a pretty good race there, I would say. I mean, there's no contest. I mean, Tom Petty couldn't lick Jim Morrison's ass. Although probably now, who would want to anyway, right?
I don't know.
Even if he were still alive. 151 to 131. Sidney Poitier's got 80. Are you eating? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, you know it.
Oh, for
I
Christ's sake. I'm sitting here talking to you thinking I'm going to get some kind of response. I'm clicking on that open now thing, and I'm not getting nothing.
I'll talk to you with my mouth full of crab
It's always
cake.
worked in the past, Chris. What could the problem possibly be?
I think they're overloading it. I think it's just you.
Well, if we were overloading it, how come he can get on there?
I'm telling you, I think you did something wrong.
What wrong? I click on where it says the Neil Rogers Show, and my ugly face comes up there with that stupid bio and the whole deal. But if I click on that, open now, it says, and nothing happens.
Maybe they're blocking Canadian users.
Yeah, maybe Canadian users are getting blocked. That must be it. Not. Faye Dunaway's got 36. Wesley Snipes, 29. Ronnie Van Zant, 27. Daryl Hammond, 26. Luther Campbell, 25. And nobody else has got even 20. So it's strictly a two-house race. So I guess we're going to have to leave it up to Chris, because he's the only one who can get on that damn thing. Am I right about that?
Sure.
Okay, we'll leave it in your capable hands.
Okay.
When we get to noon, keep your eye peeled on that thing, and see how fast those certificates go for Joseph's.
Will do.
Boy, I'm getting a little nervous about leaving something that important up to you, but I'm sure you can handle it, okay?
I can handle it.
Put a lot of pressure. Oscar the Cat. Now, what is it? Why are you playing that? Just
Tom Petty.
Yeah. I know who it is. But
So many songs. So many hits.
I don't
So
want to
many
hear
good
Tom
songs.
Petty. Oscar the Cat seems to have an uncanny knack for predicting when nursing home patients are going to die by curling up next to them during their final hours. His accuracy, observed in 25 cases, has led the staff to call family members. Once he has chosen someone, it usually means they have less than 4 hours to live.
Oh, my God.
Don't let this cat curl up next to you or you're a dead man. You'll be singing.
I'm dying over here.
He doesn't make too many mistakes. He seems to understand when patients are about to die, said Dr. David Dosa in an interview. He describes the phenomenon in a poignant essay in today's issue of the New England Journal of Medicine. Many family members take some solace from it. He said they appreciate the companionship that the cat provides for their dying loved one, said Dosa, a geriatrician and assistant professor of medicine at Brown University. The 2-year-old feline was adopted as a kitten and grew up in a third-floor dementia unit at the Steer House Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. How do you like that, in a third-floor dementia unit? The facility treats people with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, other illnesses. After about 6 months, the staff noticed that Oscar would make his own rounds, just like the doctors and nurses. He'd sniff and observe patients, and then sit beside people who wind up dying in just a few hours. If the kitty cat comes to visit your ass, you're going to be dead soon. Dosa said Oscar seems to take his work seriously, is generally aloof. This is not a cat that's friendly to people, he said. I wonder if there's like maybe a connection to dying because the cat comes to visit them. You think maybe as opposed to him being so like psychic and crap? You are such a clown. Oscar is better at predicting death than the people who work there, said Dr. Joan Tenno of Brown University, who treats patients at the nursing home as an expert on care for the terminally ill. She was convinced of Oscar's talent when he made his 13th correct call. While observing one patient, Tenno said she noticed the woman wasn't eating, was breathing with difficulty, and their legs had a bluish tinge, signs that often mean that death is near. A bluish tinge.
My legs are
not
blue.
a good sign. I have blue legs and blue lips, doctor. What can I do? Oscar wouldn't stay inside the room, though, so Tenno thought his streak was broken. Instead, it turned out the doctor's prediction was roughly 10 hours too early. Sure enough, during the patient's final 2 hours, nurses told Tenno that Oscar joined the woman at her bedside just before she croaked. Doctors say most of the people who get a visit from the sweet-faced gray and white cat are so ill they probably don't know he's there, so patients aren't aware that he's a harbinger of death. Most families are grateful for the advance warning, though one wanted Oscar out of the room while the family member died. While Oscar is put outside, he paces and meows his displeasure. No one is certain if Oscar's behavior is scientifically significant or points to a cause. Tenno wonders if the cat notices telltale sense or reads something into the behavior of the nurses who raised him. Nicholas Dodman, who directs an animal behavioral clinic at Tufts University Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, and has read Dosa's article, said the only way to know is to carefully document how Oscar divides his time between the living and the dying. The living and those who are yelling.
I'm dying over here.
If Oscar really is a fully furry Grim Reaper, I wonder if he's kin to the Grim Reaper, Robert Creeper, the Grim Reaper that runs the board.
Sure.
If Oscar really is a furry Grim Reaper, now are you saying that because George is eating or what?
No, I'm right here.
No, we're both
trying to say something.
It's also possible his behavior could be driven by self-centered pleasures like a heated blanket placed on a dying person, Dodman said. Nursing home staffers aren't concerned with explaining Oscar, so long as he gives families a better chance of saying goodbye to the dying. Oscar recently received a wall plaque publicly commending his compassionate hospice care. He got a wall plaque, the cat. That's America for you, baby. All the Schweinerei all the time. Schweinerei, isn't that a good word? I think somebody made that up. I think a lot of words that I have heard in my lifetime, I think my family just made them up.
Probably.
My mother especially. 669 votes on the poll, and poor little Aaron Carter, that queen, he didn't have one. Not one. Solamente none. Isn't that bad?
That's
That's great.
You think it's well deserved? Well,
Yes.
that's because you're prejuiced. You're like those morning guys.
He's not gay.
Yeah, I like good singers.
Yeah, who the hell said Aaron Carter was gay? Now, Nick Carter, that's another story. Talk about
Gay.
a screamer.
No, you just have to be gay to like him.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Carter?
Or a 12-year-old
Well, I'm
fat
gay
girl.
and I don't like him.
No,
I don't
but
know.
you have to.
I'd have to see him again. I'd have to see him again up close and personal. See what he brings to the table. You know what I mean by that? See what he kind of like drags to the minestrone soup. 11:56, 4 minutes till noon at QM. Now, what's the story on Hank? Is he actually on that 4 o'clock hour? Was that a mistake?
No, I believe he's out of town.
He's out of town, so why the hell does... Because Clarence can't make up the schedule, that's why. Because he's a bozo. Our program director is an idiot. Hey, Clarence.
You fairy.
This is Brady Quinn. Whenever I shave my balls, I listen to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Yeah!
Ain't ready.
What's up, y'all? This your boy G Mike. See, I usually do songs with like hooks and concepts and shit, right? But that, man, I'm trying to go platinum. So I'm about to rock this. Check this out, y'all. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. R-E-A-D-A-B-O-O-K. 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 Not a sports page, not a magazine, but a book. Book. Yeah, not a sports page, not a magazine, but a book. Book. Yeah, not a sports page, not a magazine, but a book. Book. Yeah, not a sports page, not a magazine, but a book. Book. That's what read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. R-E-A-D-A-B-O-O-K. 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 Raise your kids, raise your kids, raise your damn kids. Raise your kids, raise your kids, raise your damn kids. Raise your kids, raise your kids, raise your damn kids. Raise your kids, raise your kids, raise your damn kids. Body needs water, so drink that. Body needs water, so drink that. Your body needs water, so drink that. Your body needs water, so drink that. Buy some land, buy some land. Spinning rib, 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 brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your damn teeth. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your damn teeth. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your damn teeth. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your damn teeth. Where deodorant, 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 where deodorant. Coffee stick, it's not expensive. It's coffee stick, it's not expensive. It's coffee stick, it's not expensive. It's coffee stick, it's not expensive. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. Read a book, read a book, read a book. R-E-A-D-A-B-O.
See, I'm not letting my audience down. You can, you can deal with their emotions and not play that. I know they want it bad. Although Brandon probably doesn't, but everybody else does. And Chris don't want to hear it.
What?
Do you?
No.
Now, what's the story? I mean, I feel like I'm being abandoned here at the moment when we're supposed to be on
you're
there.
abandoning us in another hour anyway, like you're into it today.
We have a what?
There's 11 certificates left.
11 left?
Correct.
All? See, and I still can't get on there, so I'm depending on you. Now, let me try one more time. Open now, and I click on it, and nothing happens at all.
It's because you're in Canada.
Probably. No, seriously. Why is that? I've never had any problem before.
They know that you're not serious.
I click on that baby, and
they know you're not there to buy.
No, that's true. I'm not buy at all.
I think we have the terrorist ban on there.
683 votes on the. No, I'm not buy.
Yay.
That's me. So we got the what? What are you talking about? We got 11 left.
10.
10 left. Okay, so Chris is going to keep us appraised of what's going on. Thank the Lord, man. Thank goodness that at least you can get on that thing. Because if I couldn't see what was going on, wouldn't that be kind of embarrassing? It's supposed to be our promotion,
Yeah, of course.
It would be par for the course. Now, let's see. Are you guys still cutting out or what?
You tell us.
Oh, no, yeah, are we?
No, I think it's fixed. But every time I think it's fixed, then during the next break, it's like that. So I run out of the room. Be sure and join George for LG Days at the grand opening. Now, what does that mean, LG Days?
You got me.
Oh. Yeah, but you're going to be there. You're supposed to be the maven. This is your deal,
I know
man.
time and place. That's all I'm supposed to know.
Oh. At the grand opening of Verizon Wireless Store at 2501 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale this Saturday, 5 to 7 in the p.m.
LG is an electronics manufacturer.
Oh, see.
A phone.
Get your Motorola Razr, other select models free this Saturday only at the new Verizon Wireless. It's the network. It's the network. It is
the network.
No, that's not what it says
It's
here.
the network.
It is. It says
I know.
it's the network. It's the network. Whatever the hell it is. Anyway, 5 to 7, 2501 North Federal Highway, Fort Lauderdale. I'm sure all your favorites will be stopping by to see you. The guy with the eyes, the guy with the fanny pack.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, maybe that one will stop by, too.
He never does.
He doesn't come by anymore?
He knows it'll be his last day on Earth.
That's because you won't speak to him, and he goes off and sulks in a corner and cries like a baby.
I'll have people throw things at him. Heavy, sharp things.
And maybe Al Rogers will come by and see it, too.
Ah, geez, maybe if I'm lucky.
Speaking of people like that you can't get rid of. We hate you, Al Rogers, okay? We wish you would go away and never come back. God. It's just a matter of time before he tries coming back as somebody else there on the MySpace. Just a matter of time. University of Colorado, now, are you continuing to check that thing during,
Yeah, of course.
And still 10?
No, we are currently at 7.
Well, why didn't you say it? Just interrupt,
Well, I told
man.
you 1 and you were still talking. I mean, I told you 9 and you were talking.
You're cutting out still, by the way, really bad. They better check that out before, they've only got 4 days until I work again until Tuesday.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of that, the following week, I don't work at all. You are aware of that, aren't you? Have you got that marked on the calendar? See, that first week in August, that vacation, ordinarily it would be like, hey, great, I'm on vacation, but it's not a big deal because all I'm getting is like an extra 2 days off.
No, you never told us you were taking the whole week off.
The first week in August, I don't work.
That has to be cleared. I'm sorry, we can't say yes or no yet. We'll run that by the committee.
And this isn't really the first week because the 1st of August is Wednesday, so the following Tuesday and Thursday, you won't hear me. I mean, you can sit there and wait to hear me, but you won't hear me, you won't see me, you won't feel me, you won't smell me. Got it? How many we got left? Still 7?
Refreshing right now.
And yeah.
Oh, it's back up to 12, so someone else couldn't handle it.
It's back up to 12?
Yeah, which means someone thought they could handle it, and then, it went back up again.
Yeah,
or they were just slow in filling it out, and it said, too bad, it's so sad.
I still can't get on it, and I feel that's 95% of the fun of this deal for me is looking at the thing and watching the things tick off at her. I'm getting a little ticked off myself not being able to get on there.
So you're saying you're a voyeur?
Now, what would the reason be for that? Is it a computer thing?
Taliban.
What?
Yeah, it's the terrorists.
Taliban.
It's the terrorists.
Oh, the Al-Qaeda? It's Al-Qaeda done it. Al-Qaeda put an evil spell on my computer.
Al-Qaeda in Toronto.
That must be it. Either Al-Qaeda or Al Rogers, one or the other. A University of Colorado professor has been fired after a 2-year saga with the university in which the professor was accused of plagiarism and research misconduct. They don't like his attitude, man, because he's got a big mouth and he tells it like it is. The CU Board of Regents announced its 8-1 vote to fire Ward Churchill just after 5:35 p.m. on Tuesday, bringing the day-long executive session to an end. Churchill's attorney, David Lane, said he'll file a civil rights lawsuit against the school accusing Colorado University of violating his free speech rights. Within a year, hopefully, we'll have a trial, Lane said. We're out of kangaroo court and going to a real court, and that's a plus for today. I'm going nowhere, Churchill said. He ain't going to go away easy. If Churchill wins the lawsuit, Lane said the school could end up by paying Churchill's legal fees, and they have to reinstate him. Today's message is there'll be payback for free speech, Lane added. The board cited academic misconduct as his reason for firing Churchill. Churchill's supporters met him with T-shirt signs and drums following the board's decision. Lane said he and his client are now on the offense. Churchill will receive 1 year's salary as a tenured professor following his dismissal, CU official said. How many we got left, Chris?
15.
Well, what are you talking about? The thing is going back up again now?
Yeah, well, Duff said that if their credit card is declined, then it goes back into the queue.
And you're cutting out real bad again now. So you got 15 of those left there, $100 gift certificates for $50 for Joseph's on the Water. 15 of them left. That's not a good sign. Although it's only 12:08.
Exactly.
Just calm down, take your time, and I only wish I could see it, the countdown. Because you could be making it up. You could say, oh, we got all 50 left.
Why would I do that?
Just to be an ass.
Nah.
White.
Huh?
Representative Mark Udall supported the board's decision to fire Churchill in a release statement. Academic freedom goes hand in hand with freedom of speech. Even the most controversial, unpopular views will inevitably find a safe haven in our colleges and universities. That doesn't mean all ideas are equal in force or that inflammatory ideas are beyond reproach, nor does it excuse teachers or professors for uttering nonsense and calling it instruction. He added that Churchill's actions went far beyond giving voice to reprehensible points of view, and that his dismissal was about his academic conduct. Within minutes of an 8 a.m. meeting Tuesday, the CEO Board of Regents decided to go into executive session to discuss whether to fire Churchill. Churchill and Lane argued their case before the board, but they said they wanted to do it publicly, but the board voted to go into executive session behind closed doors to hear the case. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-boop. Well, there's no such thing as freedom of speech anymore. We know that, so what the hell's this guy thinking about? Freedom of speech, my ass. That's ancient history in America. Maybe in Canada we got freedom of speech, or like in Netherlands, places like that.
Where?
Maybe in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, places like that. Maybe they have a certain amount of freedom of speech. Not in America no more. It's in the past. It's in the rear. Just look in your rearview mirror and you'll see freedom all over the place. 695 votes. We're going to make 700 easy. Now, what was our goal? 8 million? I don't care what it was. I'm just ticked off that I still can't see that thing. Are we still at 15?
Yes.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking
What
a lot
are
of
you
other
thinking?
people.
Oh, we're at 14.
A lot of other people can't get on this thing either.
I have no problem with it, so.
Well, you have no problem, okay? I'm having a problem. And the fact that this is kind of dragging a little bit, I mean, that to me is not a good sign. I think people are having a problem. They're clicking on that.
All right, Josh, find out what's over the website.
Yeah, this is Josh Cordes' website. I think maybe a little bit too much hanky-spanky with a Russian girlfriend after he trip to Vegas, after he came back to make sure that George didn't potchkey around with the goods. Yeah.
All for me.
Yeah, and of course he's probably out to lunch now, like everybody
Oh, he
else.
got fed. We made it worth his while.
Oh, did he?
To have a good time in Vegas and look the other way.
$6.99 on the poll. We got 700 elect. I think I said 800. That was shooting way too high. And if Chris had any brains, he would have been thinking. But he wasn't paying any attention. He was eating the free food.
Didn't I say like 7?
What?
Didn't I say like 700?
You must have cut out.
What do we got now?
699.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about... see, you're getting all your numbers messed up. That's the problem. 14 left.
It's just a number day today. What can I say?
14. That's not very many votes. I bet you if I click that view current again, it's going to go over 700. Let me see. Like I said, 699. Not too good.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to dispense with playing a bit right now so I can straighten this thing out for you. We got 9 left, and the reason I was able to get on there...
Yeah.
You with me? Is
Right.
because there's a problem with the link. There's a problem with the link. The link, it stink. And you know
Which
how
link were you clicking on?
The one underneath my picture on the
So
upper
top
left-hand
left.
side. I beg your pardon?
Well, that's one that I used to get to it, and it was...
Well, there's a problem with it, okay? Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Fatso. That one, I'm clicking it now. Let's see, does it do anything? No. But if you click the Neil Rogers Show, and you go down on the right-hand side, and just not all that far down, on the right-hand side, there's another thing, and that works fine. QAM half-price deals, and there's Joseph's on the yada yada, and there's 6 left.
Well, again, that's what I just clicked, and I checked on 2 other computers during the break, and all those were connecting fine, so...
I'm just telling you right now, Mr. Hotshot. See, why would I make it up? Haven't I been
I'm
telling you
just
since
telling
quarter?
you.
Haven't I been telling you since a quarter of that the thing doesn't work? Haven't I been telling you that? Yes. Will
And
you
I was
listen?
telling you that mine was working fine.
Yeah, well, great. I'm glad it works for you. You're in the building. Great.
6
I'm
left.
just telling you, I'm 1,200 miles away, and it doesn't work. Nicht from here, okay? Not for me.
Being in the building would have nothing to do with it.
Let me try it again. Well, whatever. Being on the same server, whatever the deal is, I haven't got the foggiest clue. I just tried it again. No way, no dice. I'm clicking that other one there. If you click my picture there, if you can handle it, and go to that page, and then on the right-hand column you'll see the thing there, Neil's half-price deals with green and blue and orange and all of this stuff. All of these, you know how that goes.
All of these things.
That's right. And there's the thing. There's the page, and it says 6. There are 6 left. And I guarantee you there wouldn't be any left if if this thing was working for everybody. But I'll take your word for it. Now there's 9, see? Because they check them out, and we find out there's a bunch of deadbeats out there like Boca Brian, Boca Brian, and now there's 9.
9.
Yeah. I think he's probably got his finger in it. What would be the first place he's had that finger?
Rectum.
Robert. That's Robert Creepier, the Grim Reapier, the Lord of the Board, on a station that's badly whored. Oh, it's going to be so good when Joe Rowe starts. Now, what day is that going to be? Tomorrow?
Okay.
Are you still eating or what?
No, I'm between feedings right now, waiting for dessert.
You're between feedings?
Yeah, they just keep bringing it. It's insane.
Really?
And I can't stop eating it because it's good, so.
And the price is right.
You know it.
And the price is right on these certificates, too, if we can get rid of these last 9. I say get rid of them. I mean, if we can get because I don't like to drag this thing out, especially when I'm leaving at 1 o'clock. Wouldn't that be bad if I dragged it all the way out till 1 o'clock?
Well, it'll give me something to talk about.
Well, what do you mean by that? Are you suggesting I
I'll
have
do a
nothing to
countdown.
talk about? When the hell did that? What day was
Yeah,
that
that's what
show?
I'm suggesting.
What day was that show?
I said it will give me something to talk about.
you
Why do
something
you
to talk
hear
about
the
between 1
opposite
and
of everything
2?
everybody says all the time?
Oh.
It must be your senility now.
As opposed to playing that god-awful music that you like to just devastate the audience with?
Right.
Well, I keep refreshing this thing, and it ain't moving. You know, I got the page, though. That's the good news. Still got 9 left. Well, it's dog days. You know, it's July 26th.
It's your fault.
It must be my fault. Must be because I'm on now. If George was on, they'd have been gone in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Whatever that means. Isn't that right?
They say that.
More states are bucking the national crackdown on sex offenders, that's bucking, by paring back punishment for teenagers who have consensual sex with underage partners. Governors in 7 states have signed bills the past 2 months that mean no prosecution for some teens or no requirement to register as a sex offender. States vary widely in how they prosecute consensual teen sex, which prosecutors refer to as Romeo and Juliet cases, Romeo and Julieta. But some remain tough on teens who are several years older than their partners. The legal age of consent varies from 14 to 18, depending on the state. The issue has stirred debate recently through the Georgia case of Gennaro Wilson, 21. Boy, we heard a lot about that. He's serving a 10-year sentence for receiving oral sex from a 15-year-old girl at a New Year's party. He was 17, she was 15, and they threw him in a slammer for 10 years. Only in America, baby. The only thing worse he could have had was maybe like a pin joint. Then he'd have gotten like life. He'd have gotten the electric chair. The Georgia Supreme Court heard arguments Friday on whether to release him last Friday. Officials in some states say tough laws should be changed, as Georgia did last year, to focus on predators, not irresponsible teenagers. Oh, isn't that interesting? Irresponsible. How about horny teenagers? Is that redundant?
I imagine.
They say those teens need to be punished, but labeling them as sex offenders on public registries may do more harm than good. Let's capture the truly 10% who are predators, said Allison Taylor, Executive Director of the Texas Council on Sex Offender Treatment, an independent governor-appointed board. She says juvenile offenders are less likely than adults to commit another sex crime and more receptive to treatment. This month, Texas revamped how it classifies sex offenders. Taylor says some teens will get lower risk rating and not have to register. The changes in some states, including Oklahoma, mirror a federal law that states must implement by 2009. The Adam Walsh Act outlines who must register, but exempts teens convicted of consensual sex if the age difference is no more than 4 years and the younger one is at least 13. States can be stricter. So in other words, if the chick is 14 and the guy's like 19, no good. The age difference has to be no more than 4 years. Got it?
Got it.
If she's like 16 and he's 20, he's going to the slammer. Or no more than 4 years. How about if he's 20 and a half?
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
I understand.
Stupid. Arizona will end registration for some... What?
No, it's too young.
8?
8.
You're suggesting 8 for consensual sex?
No, I'm suggesting 8...
8 certificates. That's what I got. I double-checked. Not that I don't believe you, but I double-checked.
But you don't believe me.
I don't. Well, you're just an agent provocateur, I know that. That's what Josh Cordes told me. Arizona will end registration for some convicted teens. Oregon will not require registration if the sex partners are no more than 5 years apart in age. In Florida, teens may petition to keep their names off the registry if the age gap is within 4 years. It depends on how big the gap is. Other state limit when they will prosecute. Indiana will not prosecute teens if they're in a dating relationship and the age gap is 4 years or less. Connecticut will not prosecute if the age gap is 3 years or less, up from 2 years. I mean, you really think if it's anybody's business?
No.
If, he's like 19 and she's 16 or 15, why is that anybody's business?
Oh, because that's the law.
It's the law. I see. Maybe I'll have to play that. Although I want to play Read a Book again before I leave. 2 or 3 more times. As many states pass tougher laws on sex offenders that include long minimum sentences, lifetime electronic monitoring, even the death penalty, some lawmakers are reluctant to ease punishment. It's a sensitive issue, says Democratic State Senator Don Betzold of Minnesota. He says some lawmakers don't want to be seen as soft on crime. Others want to avert unintended consequences of the sweeping crackdown on sex offenders. He pushed a bill that will remove the sex registry requirement for some kids under 16. It passed the state Senate but died in the House. Similar measures failed to pass this year in Maine and New Hampshire. Some lawmakers say there should be some consequences for teens. There should be some recognition that this is wrongful behavior, said Connecticut State Representative Arthur O'Neill, a Republican, of course. We have a problem with older boys taking advantage of younger girls. Well, how about if older girls take advantage of younger boys? How about that?
That's good. That's a good thing.
That's good. That's a good thing, right?
Right. Having sex with women is always
how about if
good.
older boys take advantage of younger boys? How about that? Even
No,
though
that's
it sounds
bad.
like-
That's bad.
Yeah, is that
disgusting.
right?
Sex with men
Especially
is
if
gross.
it's in the tea rooms in Fort Lauderdale and Ken Walker and Jim Noggle and Kenny Walker get a hold of it.
Are sitting there
Seriously,
taking pictures.
I know you don't listen.
I don't.
But if you could have heard the ass licking that was going on this morning between them and Jim Noggle, I mean, not that Noggle was
He's
there.
a crazy person.
Who, Kenny Walker?
Jim Noggle, and anybody that doesn't know it.
Anybody that keeps pretending, he loves gay people, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Just like Anita Bryant loved gay people, too. Same thing. Same crap. Same bigotry, same hate, same stereotype, same grotesque generalizations, same hallucinations. But nevertheless, they like him on the morning show. And you want to know why? Because Bokamper took too many showers naked with guys.
Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
Hello, this is their next Republican president, Fred D. Thompson. I'm here to debunk the vicious rumors that I'm dying from terminal cancer. Just forget you heard that. Whether or not I am isn't for you to decide. Here to back me up is my good friend Tony Snow.
Thanks, Fred. Having battled cancer myself, I can say with uncertainty Fred Thompson was not born under a bad sign. It's a strange brew that you do when you want it to. To confirm my statement, I defer to my assistant, Buffy the Truth Slayer.
Hello. Well, we did,
So you see, there's nothing to worry about. You can still go ahead and vote for me. But you better vote fast.
Well, looks like I'm going to leave the Joseph thing in your capable hands because it's back up to 9 again.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I'll leave it into George's capable hands. Well, you should have no difficulty in getting it back down to, right? Getting them all gone.
I'll get her done.
Well, it slows it down when people are going on there with bogus credit cards or whatever, or, bogus people with bogus stories and bogus lives. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
I don't know. The House Judiciary Committee voted contempt of Congress citations Wednesday against White House Chief of Staff Josh Bolten and President Bush's former legal counselor Harriet Miers. That Parshane. The 22-17 party line vote, which would sanction the pair for failure to comply with subpoenas on the firings of several federal prosecutors, advanced the citation to the full House. A senior Democratic official who spoke on the condition of anonymity said the House itself likely would take up the citations after the Congress's August recess. Committee Chairman John Conyers said the panel had nothing to lose by advancing the citations because it wouldn't allow the presidential aides to flout Congress authority. Republicans warned that a contempt citation would lose in federal court even if it got that far. Bada beep, bada boop, bada bop. Partridge in a pear tree. Like I said, no freedom of speech, no more laws, no more anything. It's just they make it up as they go along. That's the Bush effing way. Well, we still got 9. I guess, like I said, I'm not, Chris can keep an eye on it. You got your eye on it?
Of course.
I got my eye on this tiramisu that they just brought in.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
It is really good. It's
Well, the
homemade,
food just keeps on coming from
creamy,
Joseph's
it's
on the
rich,
Water in
it's
Helena.
moist.
Well, you can rave about it when you sell those last 9. 736 votes on the poll. Who's your favorite Florida-born? I beg your pardon? 8 entertainer of all time. 8 and 8 and 8. That's George's story today. 8 and 8 and 8. Jim Morrison 173. Tom Petty 142. And those are the only 2. Jimmy seems to be pulling away a little bit. For a dead guy, he's moving pretty good. Now, he died in France. Am I right about that?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Buried there as far as I know.
He's buried in France? In
what I
France?
heard.
And what was the story? I mean, couldn't have been drugs.
Drunk. Bad living.
And booze. And
all of these things.
No. Tom Petty 142. He trails by 31 votes. Sidney Poitier has got 91. They call him Mr. Tibbs even now. You think like if he goes into a supermarket or something, they walk up to him and say, "Are you Mr. Tibbs?"
I bet you he gets that all the time.
I doubt it. Faye Dunaway 38. She's great. Ronnie Van Zant 34. Wesley Snipes 31. Let's take a look because I don't want to read the whole list here. It would be just absolutely ponderous. It would be unacceptable. Aaron Carter, we got 736 votes. Guess how many little Aaron's got? None. Well, this isn't his crowd, Anybody over the age of like what? Anybody that's not a 12-year-old girl is not part of his crowd?
Fag, 12-year-old girl, or an old fat gay man.
An old fag?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Was that like a little bit of a shot? I'm getting shots from all over the place today. That's okay. I would be surprised if Dr. Fred Shots comes in to guest on your 1 to 2 hour.
Who? Is he the guy with the blue lips?
Donnie Van Zant's got one. Now, how about some that we added recently? Oh, look at that. William H. Macy's all the way up to 10. See, if he'd been on there in the beginning, he might be a contender. You think?
Of course.
No. Esther Roll, she's got 7. And I hear she's moving on up. Well, that's right, it's the wrong show. I could play that theme again just to aggravate you, but too much like work. Now, let me get back to that thing again for Joseph's on the Water. 5. You ready for that 5?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Well, I want to leave you with something. I don't want them all to be gone when you sit your ass down, and that would be bad. I want you to have like a little something to do, because it'll kill some good time for you in 1 or 2 hours. Speaking of that, I'm not going to read that promo again. You can promote it. Saturday, George, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Verizon Wireless Store at 2501 North Federal Highway. And he invites all the Chronics, all the people that... how about Woody can come by, too?
Woody? If I ask him nice?
He might. If he asks real nice, he might. All the crazy people. Just stand around, hold hands. Maybe Kenny, what's his name, will come by. Kenny Walker, he's crazy. And Ken Block, he's another one. Wow. Yeah. Huh? Well, you enjoy seeing those people.
Yeah, a lot.
In Monday's debate, with the benefit of having time to think through her response, this is Katrina vanden Heuvel in The Nation. Why Obama got it right. Hillary Clinton posed as the foreign policy sophisticate to Barack Obama, the bold leader, who didn't hesitate to say that he would meet with the leaders of Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and Venezuela. My colleague David Korn argues that Obama has committed a major blunder reflecting his lack of foreign policy experience. My colleague Ari Berman posted his smart and sharp counter to David's argument on behalf of those like Hillary Clinton who are steeped in the nuances, language, and minefields of foreign policy. But I feel strongly enough to weigh in on this debate, says Katrina. Those nuances and minefields can also be traps. Witness how far Clinton's nuanced experience got her when confronted with the 2002 Iraq War resolution. David may well be right that Obama's opponents will try to exploit his response, but from a foreign policy point of view, was Obama's response so wrong and Clinton so right? Her husband's administration generally followed Hillary's approach. During his 2 terms, President Clinton did not meet with Fidel Castro or Hugo Chavez or with the leaders of Iran, Syria, and North Korea, while generally pursuing a policy of trying to isolate these countries. But what did the Clinton approach actually accomplish? The respective regimes of Castro in Cuba and Chavez in Venezuela have only grown stronger and more influential all through Latin America. Although Syria was forced to withdraw its military forces from Lebanon last year, the regime of Bashar Assad is as firmly entrenched in power as was his father's. And in spite of the odious politics and qualities of Ahmadinejad, Iran carries more weight in the Middle East today than it did in the early 90s, while American power and standing have declined considerably. Indeed, both Clinton and Bush may have missed a historic opportunity to open a new chapter with Iran when reformer Mohammad Khatami was elected in 97. Had President Clinton taken the bold step Obama suggested and met without precondition with President Khatami in 98 or 9, instead of pursuing sanctions, might not the democratic reformers be in power in Iran? Might not we have a healthy and growing trading relationship with an economically reformed Iran? Might Iran have kept its nuclear program and cooperated with us in managing regional relations, including the peaceful downfall of Saddam Hussein? We don't know because the foreign policy sophisticates thought it was too politically risky for Clinton to make such a bold move. Above all, foreign policy is a matter of simultaneously projecting American confidence and American humility. In signaling that he was willing to meet with leaders of these countries, Obama was signaling that the U.S. has the confidence in its values to meet with anyone. But he also signaled a certain humility that reflects the understanding that the next president must reach out to the rest of the world and not merely issue conditions from the White House and threaten military force if it does not get its way. That's what Katrina says, Katrina vanden Heuvel, the editor of The Nation. You go, Katrina. But, of course, Barack Obama, they're going to, with Osama, Obama, and all this, every time he farts, it's going to be the wrong flavor. No matter what flavor it was, no matter what he had for breakfast, it's always going to be the wrong flavor. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
And that's because in a racist country like America, he tends to be the wrong flavor. He's got an uphill battle. I mean, I'm all for him. I'm 10,000% for him. I mean, I think Dennis Kucinich obviously is great in what he says, but he's, the weakest link. He's 2 feet tall. He's got a bad hairpiece. He talks like Geldy, Other than that, he's a dynamite candidate. He says all the right things, but nobody takes him seriously. You know what I mean by that? Now we're back up to 8 on that thing. Boy, that thing is bouncing up and down, back and forth. You people, you deadbeats out there with the no-good credit cards, quit trying to buy stuff. Don't you get the feeling that's what's going on?
Yeah, something's up. We might have
well, this happens every week.
Sure.
But the fact that we still have 8 left, that doesn't please me in the least, but especially after you've been describing all the great chow you've had there now, including the tiramisu.
It's creamy and buttery and coffee-y.
Coffee-y?
Yeah. Mocha-ish.
I see. Well, we still got 8. And like I said, it'll give you heavy duty. You can look the whole hour with that stuff.
In the past, if you wanted performance, you sacrificed fuel efficiency. And if you desired fuel efficiency, you had to give up performance. Until now. Introducing the Toyota Prius 420.
It goes 0 to 100 in 6.3 tokes.
The Toyota Prius 420 comfortably fits you and 3 of your biggest buds.
And there's room for 3 of your friends, too.
The Prius 420 comes well equipped with leather, cup holders, and several small compartments to stash away your valuables. Plus, front and side airbags are standard.
Comes with a bag? Cool.
Smoke and Track magazine says, finally, hybrid meets hydroponics. Bong and Driver rates it best in grass. And it's High Times magazine's Car of the Year. The Prius 420 from Toyota.
Oh, what a feeling.
12:43. George will be on from 1 to 2 today. Then we'll get those certificates going like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Then you can talk about all the great food that you've just imbibed. The booze.
Still not
food.
done.
You're still eating?
I'm still eating this tiramisu.
Still sucking down the free food?
Oh, yes.
When you're making the big bucks.
That's right.
Now, let's see. What do we got left? We got still stuck on 8
Still
there.
stuck on 8. I think we might have
about?
crashed it or something.
What?
I don't know. There's got to be a glitch.
There's got to be a glitch. I know I had a glitch.
Yeah?
Let me say it again.
Did
If
you
you can't
scratch
get
it?
on there the regular way, just click on my ugly picture in the upper left-hand corner where it says The Neil Rogers Show. And when you get to that page with my ugly face on it, in the right-hand column, you'll find that thing. And that one works. That link works. I mean, Chris is trying to give me a bunch of crap, you know, but then is there anything new about that? Doug Thompson's got a column. And I certainly wouldn't be remiss if I didn't read this. Not all that long. The Tyrannical Reign of King George, Doug Thompson on CapitolHillBlue.com, which has always been George's very favorite political website.
Yes.
He says Bush wins because Congress does nothing. And I would say, as usual, he is
Absolutely correct, sir.
Attorney General Alberto Gonzales returned to Capitol Hill Tuesday and did what he always does when he testifies before Congress. He lied. Gonzales lied so often that reporting the fact that he lied is no longer news. If the Attorney General's lips are moving, you can bet he's lying. His latest round of lies, claiming he didn't brief lawmakers about a terrorist surveillance program directly, contradicts a 4-page memo from the Office of National Intelligence Director's office showing that Gonzales did, in fact, discuss the program with 8 congressional leaders. Angry senators, including Republican Arlen Specter, say they may need a special prosecutor to bring Gonzales to justice for perjury. Yeah, right. It is a fact that Gonzales lies. It's also a fact that nothing will be done about it because Congress in the U.S. is led by a Democratic Party that talks a big game but can't deliver in the clutch. Kind of like Joel Feinberg, talks a big game, can't deliver in the clutch. Gonzales has been caught lying so many times that he should have lost his job months ago. Yet here he is, returning to the Hill to lie some more. Over in the House, the Judiciary Committee voted to cite former White House counsel Harriet Miers and White House Chief of Staff Josh Bolten for contempt for refusing to testify about the politically motivated firings of U.S. attorneys. Big deal. The White House has already announced that it will not allow the Justice Department to investigate any such contempt, nor will the Department be allowed to enforce the will of Congress. Yes, there's a pattern here. Congress blows a lot of hot air. President George W. Bush goes on his merry way. Congress votes to bring the troops home from Iraq. Bush vetoes the bill. It goes back to the Hill, but Democrats don't have the votes to sustain a veto. Congress passed a law Bush doesn't like. He amends the bill with a signing statement that says allows him to ignore any provision of the bill he doesn't like. Over the last 6 years, Bush has found a lot of things he doesn't like in bills coming out of Congress and amended more of them through signing statements than any president in history. Congress bitches and moans and then doesn't do anything. The court finds Bush's action in his domestic spying program unconstitutional. Bush ignores the court ruling and proceeds, and the court does nothing. In 6 years, Bush, aided and abetted by Vice President Dick Cheney and the politically devious Karl Rove, has turned the presidency into an absolute monarchy that answers to no one, not to Congress, not to the courts, and not the Constitution, and certainly not to the people. Congress moans and frets and does nothing. Some Democratic House members want to impeach Bush and Cheney. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says no, impeachment is off the table. Senator Russ Feingold wants Bush at least censured by the Senate, but Majority Leader Harry Reid says no. Last November, voters in this country put the Democrats in charge of Congress with the mandate to do something about the despotic rule of George W. Bush. Instead, the Democrats, like the corrupt Republican leadership that covered for Bush for 12 years, did nothing. It's time for a third choice. That's what Doug Thompson said. How about Doug Thompson for president?
Okay, I'll take it.
And Michael Moore for Veep.
Okay.
And, Doug can make the decisions and Michael can eat. And then he'll get real sick and then he can, clean up the medical profession. What do you think? You see that movie yet? Oh, that's right, you did.
Yes.
It's no Magnolia, but...
But then what is?
What could be? I can't believe the way you just rip and tear into that movie. I don't know why you got such a bug up
I can't
your ass
believe how
about
you
Magnolia.
keep making up what I say.
Still 8 votes on the... not 8 votes, still 8 certificates left for Joseph's on the Water. Now, last week, we had 19 minutes we sold out. Am I right?
Yeah. There's got to be a snag or something going on here.
Well, there's something going on, and the link do stink. Better get a hold of Cordis and wrap a cord around his neck. And then, of course, if you do a really good job, then you can have his Russian girlfriend all to yourself forever.
Oh, for me!
That's right.
Well, I'll share with her girlfriend, of course.
758 votes on the poll. That's not too shabby. What do we start with, about 10?
Yeah, about that.
And you still got another hour and 12 minutes to go. I bet you can get us over that 800 today. Isn't that what I said we need to 800?
800 what?
You can do it! 800 entrees from Joseph's for you to have for lunch.
I think I had that.
I wouldn't be surprised from the sounds of it. Who's your favorite Florida-born entertainer of all time? That's our poll question today on NeilRogers.com. Not to be confused with WQAM.com. Jim Morrison, 178. Tom Petty, 146. Jimmy's pulling away a little bit. He's opening up a lead, 32. And then after that, I could read the whole list, and then it'll be time for me to get out of here. That wouldn't be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Brutal. I'll do it anyway. You're still cutting out. Now, are they going to do something about that between now and Tuesday? It'll probably fix itself like it did in other situations.
They're going to wave their magic wand.
Yeah, they'll wave their... yeah, they'll wave their magic thing. Just like...
they're right next to each other.
Just like corporate chief engineer there. What the hell's his name?
Bob Vermouth.
Bob Vermouth.
Oh, okay.
Just like he did in Amsterdam. He did a hell of a job there. The Dutch engineer, actually, I think he jumped into one of the canals, tried to commit suicide before Vermouth finally got out of there. And then just one Monday morning he took off. Well, we can't get this right, so I'm leaving. They hated you in Amsterdam, by the way, Vermouth. They were onto you. They knew you were one of them Beasley flunkies. Totally inept. Sidney Poitier's got 92. Faye Dunaway, 39. Ronnie Van Zant, 37. I guess I should read down the whole list. Wesley Snipes, 33. Now, who was on today at 9 to noon across the street? Was it Geldy again over there? Maybe that's why we couldn't sell out all these certificates like in 20 minutes like we usually do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because Geldy's on. Well, who the hell can compete with that? Or maybe because the audience is having like a lot of parties now celebrating the fact that Joe Rose is going to be on QM in the morning starting like right after Labor Day. Don't you think that's worthy of a party?
You bet.
Luther Campbell, 28. Daryl Hammond, 28. Carrot Top, 20. Rob Vanilla Ice Van Winkle, 17. Mandy Moore, 17. Stephen Fetchit, 14. I think just the fact that I said Stephen Fetchit, that'll get Bokamper going tomorrow. He'll be talking about all them fags doing each other on the beach. Maurice Trick Daddy Young, 13. Delta Burke, 12. William H. Macy, he was a late edition, 11. That was bad, because he's great.
Corda says you're crazy.
Meaning what?
There's nothing wrong with the link. It's just you, old man. Exact words.
You know, next time he needs $1,000 to go lose in Vegas or something like that.
I think you should title it Chris Whalen instead of, what's his name again? Josh Cordes?
I think I should just forget about it. Deidre Hall's got 10, whoever she is. Who's Deidre Hall?
Actress, I think.
Is that the one that's on the Gaze of Our Lives? Deidre
We'll
Hall?
find out in a second.
Pat Boone's got, Debbie Harry's got 9, also a late edition. Pat Boone's got 9, tied with Debbie Harry. Esther Rolls got 7. Brooke Hogan, 6. Gary U.S. Bonds, 5. Butterfly McQueen, 5. Fred Durst, 4. He's still been stuck at 4 since the get-go, you know, Fred Durst. Are they still around, or are they just...
they're still around a little bit, kind of.
They're still running around in their underwear?
I guess.
Scott Stapp, 3. Mark Consuelos finally got 3 votes. Wow, what a feather in his cap.
Yeah, Deidre Hall, Days of Our Lives.
Deidre Hall, she plays whatever on Days of Our Lives. Right.
Marlena Evans? Dr. Marlena Evans.
Marlena. Oh, that show's been on 400 years. And isn't she married to Alan Thicke, another no-talent piece of crap? Donnie Van Zant won, and Aaron Carter out of 762 votes. Aaron, I hate you because you're a little twerp, whatever you are. Because you're Nick Carter's little brother. Isn't that his claim to fame? He is to music what Hillary Clinton is to politics, wouldn't you say?
Which one would that be?
Aaron Carter.
Oh, because I figured without both of them.
He is to music, because you're not paying any attention, because George is busy eating more and more.
Yeah,
George
stop
is
bugging me. Jeez,
pass off and go hour. Well, you got to do 1 to 2, mister.
I know.
Well, that's right. George is doing some heavy show prep now for the
That's
1 to 2
exactly
hour.
what he's doing.
You can be sure of that. Oh, boy. Now, how are we doing on that QM.com thing? We still got 8? I don't understand that whole deal. Still there are 8. Does that make any sense to you? We were down to 5.
None.
None what?
Makes any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
No. Well, maybe the people with the money or the credit cards that are valid, maybe they're just not listening today. Maybe because Geldy was on, or because, who knows. Danielle Cole has worn a diamond engagement ring for 5 years, since shortly before she and her fiancé moved in together. To her surprise, she was pregnant at the time. Otherwise, she and Christopher Feener would probably be long married by now. To her surprise, she was pregnant. I wonder how that happened. But first came love, then came little Peyton, then came Kaylee, then came renting their first house in Saugus, Mass. After years of moving from apartment to apartment and working to repay the debt they accumulated, starting a family when Feener was earning $12.50 an hour at Home Depot, and Cole, after a 3-month maternity leave, made $13 an hour as daycare teacher. What did not come was a wedding.
7.
We're down to 7. Well, that's good. George can handle that. He can take care of it.
I can do it.
Cole, 28, is the new face of unmarried motherhood. More than half of out-of-wedlock babies born in the U.S. are now born to women who, like Cole, live with the fathers of their children, according to the 2 new studies. Washington-based Child Trends, in a research brief published in May using the National Center for Education Stats Early Childhood Longitudinal Study, finds that 52% of non-marital births are to cohabiting couples. The University of Wisconsin Center for Demography and Ecology reached the same conclusion in a working paper it expects to publish this summer. That's up from 29% in the early 80s and 39% in the early 1990s. Clearly, it's become a normal part of American family life, says Sheila Kennedy, co-author of the upcoming Wisconsin paper. At a time when the birth rate to teenage mothers has fallen to record lows, the increase in births to couples living together appears to drive the continued increase in out-of-wedlock childbearing. It's called mass chaos.
WQAM. They need to send these stars from rehab. They need to go, go, go. Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton drunk. Ho, ho, hoes. Brittany thinks she's fine, but she's out of her mind. They better send her back from rehab. Brittany, go, go, go. But they need 28 more days, 'cause they're right back in the clubs. What did they learn from their hospital stay? I am so surprised that none of these chicks have died. They need to send these stars from rehab. They need to go, go, go. Al Gore's own son has now become one. Gotta go, go, go. They say that they're fine, but you know it's one big lie. They better send the stars from rehab. They better go, go, go.
1 o'clock, 560 WQAM. I'm here talking about the similarities between cooking and doing what we do with Joseph. Say your last name officially.
Maggie.
Maggie? So that's all right. Well, Neil was saying, we were saying Maggie, and then Magi, and I guess those are Zoroastrian priests, like the ones that visited Jesus. And then Magi, we were saying Magi. Where are you from?
Originally New Haven, Connecticut.
New Haven, Connecticut. What ethnicity is that name? Is that like Italian?
It's Italian.
Excellent. Yeah. And the food is excellent. We're going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, whenever people come into the studio, we've had a lot of guests these days, restaurant guests, and so I've had that conversation with several of the chefs that have been in here. They say, this is pretty amazing how you guys do this, and I say it's exactly the same thing that you guys do in a kitchen, especially when you're a chef mixing all these elements together at a certain time, amounts and times, and things like that, because I did the cooking thing, although it's not the same thing that you do, because you're an actual, we were just following a procedure. Yeah. You guys are creative, hopefully, like we are over here. So, you asked me how long I've been in the radio business. How long have you been chefing? How long have you been cooking?
Well, actually, I haven't been cooking
tell them you're on the radio.
For a number of years.
Tell them you're busy. You're doing an important radio interview
sorry
right
about
now. Hey, mine goes off all the time, too. You saw me texting all during the show.
I grew up in this fun business. My whole life, I was making pizzas from 11 years old to 16 years old.
Yeah.
In my father's restaurant in Connecticut. Hated the business.
Really? That's funny. Because I hated talk radio when I got into it. I almost
really?
quit. Yeah. Oh. It's bizarre. Then the Neil thing happened. That's another story. We'll talk about that some other day. But you have, because the copy here, we didn't know anything about you until we started doing the spots for you. Yeah. This is not your first restaurant, Joseph's on the Water.
No. We had the Fish Grill in Dania for 21 years.
Okay.
And then in 2001, sold it took 2-year sabbatical, and then in 2003, the people on the board of directors at the Hemispheres complex in Hallandale got a hold of me, have known me for many, many, many years, and asked me if I'd be interested in coming over there. They had one of their restaurants coming available, and I had never even heard of the place.
Speak up.
I'm sorry.
Sound off like you have a pair.
Yeah.
Were you in the military?
No.
No, me either, no.
Well,
you're a popular guy.
I'm
Don't worry
sorry.
about it. At least I put my phone on silent, so when I get text from my mistress, it doesn't go off on the air. I'm very excited about going there.
Yeah.
And my wife is too.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We'll flip a coin to see who gets to go first. And the hoochies are probably going to want to go there.
Well,
we had that big date. I showed you the presentation over there.
Nice.
Everybody was so warm and wonderful in that. Now we are talking about stage 2, either with the same hoochies or with a different pair. Maybe one's on the air.
Maybe Josh will come.
Like the one you met, Baby Bree. She walked in here.
Yeah, very pretty, very nice girl.
Very nice girl, and so I'm talking about taking her and Lucy Lopez out.
Well, there you go.
So we want to mix it up, take them to new and exciting places. What did you bring us over here? Because I forgot already. I know the tiramisu was great. I didn't have any of the flan or the key lime, but I might take some of that home.
We have a couple guys in the kitchen, Latin persuasion, and so our flan is
did you persuade them to be Latin?
Maybe. Well, they did that on their own, actually. But
excellent. And you brought, I can't remember what you, something, was this a snapper grouper?
Oh,
run it down, because I forgot.
Sure, more than happy.
And tell us what you're proud of at your restaurant.
Oh, goodness. We're very heavy in seafood. But there's many, many, many non-seafood lovers out there. And because of those individuals, we have a very extensive steaks, red meats, everything from veal chops, rack of lamb. And we brought you some rack of lamb today.
Yeah, I passed on the lamb. It's just a prejudicial thing. I've always had bad experiences with it.
Chris enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Lamb and scallops. There's a very short list of things I'm not crazy about. Lamb and scallops.
You'd be surprised.
Raspberries.
There's a lot.
I don't know. I know raspberries are huge, and you guys in the fancy restaurant business, you put raspberry on everything, don't you?
Desserts are decorated.
Raspberry. They put raspberry on the check. They put raspberry on the chair. They give you raspberries as soon as you walk in there. They have a big bowl of raspberries. And it's like, I don't know. What about strawberries? Whatever happened to strawberries? It used to be strawberries, and one of you people, one of you chef types, one of you really fancy people went, it's going to be raspberries now forever. I'm seeing blackberries, though, more and more.
I'll tell you something. Blackberries are very, very good for you.
I love them, because we were talking about North Carolina, and we got the wild blackberries all over the place up there.
Blackberries are wonderful.
I will just shred my hands up, because, they got thorns. They got nasty thorns, and I will shred my hands up picking blackberries whenever they're going on.
They're great for antioxidant also. For you.
I had no idea. Yeah, I know that they're great for the fancy restaurant business, because raspberries blow. I have to... Somebody, I wanted, before we run out of time, I wanted you to give people directions in a nice way, because it is, and I equate it to Burt and Jack's. Remember before terrorism shut them down? It was a very difficult place to get to. It was almost impossible to give people directions.
Convoluted.
And that's what everyone liked about it. It was very exclusive, because nobody wound up there. Nobody ever got there by accident. You had to know about it, know where you were going, and it was a big secret, and that was all part of the fun. So Duff was all concerned, and he typed these directions out and everything like that. And I said, just give the phone number out; they'll walk them in. So why don't you tell people how to find you?
It's real easy. If you're coming down from Hallandale Beach Boulevard, you're going east all the way to the beach.
Okay.
When you can't go any further, that's A1A, which is South Ocean Drive. You take a right, and you're going down 3 traffic lights. The third traffic light, the street sign says Hemisphere. Hence, also the complex is Hemispheres. You take another right at that street sign, but you cannot see us from the street, because we do set back on the property on the intercoastal. Hence you go up
on the water. You got
on
a
the water.
huge,
beautiful. Got 100 feet of dockage.
View of the water, right?
Real nice.
Inside, outside.
Exactly that. Patio dining or inside dining. Every night we have cabaret. We have a piano bar. Live.
Dancing?
Not dancing.
Okay.
Not dancing.
I'm thinking cabaret.
Customers, yes, but not
Liza Minnelli and Joel Gray.
Yeah. Actually, it's wonderful for either dining or conversation or cocktails. Any one of the above. And of course, the destination being outside when the evenings are really nice.
So let me ask you this as because you're a chef, so you can
well, I'm not really a chef by trade.
Okay.
I've cooked for many years. And now I'm in the front greeting people, saying hi, how are you?
Beautiful.
A lot of fun.
But you get to eat whatever the hell you want all
absolutely.
the time. You know, what a great hookup.
You get
we were talking the other day about every business has its perks. Like mine, I get to take other people's girlfriends out. That's one of the perks of this job.
I noticed.
And pretend like it's just all
can
for
we
the radio
trade?
show.
Can we switch? Is that possible?
Let's do it for a night, for a week or something like that. You bet. I would love to.
You greet and meet, and
I'll greet and meet and let people, grease my palm for a good seat.
Yeah, there you go.
Greet and meet, take bribe for a good seat. And anything I want, I get to eat.
There you go.
So what do you like, since it's your place, what do you like? See, this is like the guy that can have anything to eat. What does he like best off of your menu?
If it's, we're very heavy on seafood. If it's seafood, I'm going after
we're in the
tuna.
right place. Everybody likes seafood for the most part. I mean, you're in the wrong place if you don't.
Yeah, you really are. I mean, down here, everyone's coming down, and probably one of the main questions they ask all the concierges in the hotels is, want a good seafood restaurant?
Sure.
And we deal with just about...
We better be able to live up to that, or what's the point of being on the water?
Absolutely. Well, you'd be surprised. Even though
I have been surprised.
Yeah,
I've been very surprised.
Yeah.
And it's never... See, seafood is an unpleasant surprise when it's not good. And it'll put you off of it for a long time.
Absolutely.
Like one bad fish meal will put me off for like a couple months at least.
So many places are using frozen. I love that expression, fresh frozen. It really kills me.
That's right. That's an oxymoron.
Oh, yeah, really, big time. No,
I know.
It's so much easier to obviously use a frozen fillet because then you have as many as you want, anytime you want, and you can do what you want with it. But then again, when you do that, the taste is just
and the texture, and the texture,
absolutely.
You can tell
it's firm. It's weeping on the plate.
Right.
Now, fresh fish is where it's at. It takes a lot more pain and trouble.
So you still haven't answered. What's your favorite thing?
Oh, my favorite is either black and either black. Grouper, Atlantic black grouper, which is exactly what we had over
phenomenal.
here.
I love grouper.
The yellowtail is wonderful. The tuna, we use a 2+ quality. What that means is...
what does that mean, Joseph?
Number one tuna usually goes to Japan. It's just the highest end tuna.
Because they go nuts for it. They do it for the sashimi.
Big time.
And if you serve them bad sashimi, they'll kill you.
Yeah, but they'll pay right through they pay. They pay big time.
Sure.
2+ quality is the next grade under number one.
Okay.
And that's all we'll use. You can cut that with a spoon.
Great.
Just a wonderful product. And fresh.
What do you do with that? You got sashimi.
Well, usually, no, we don't do anything sushi wise. But what we do is we take the fresh tuna, and we'll lightly cover it with black and white sesame seeds, and then we'll pan sear it. Usually, we like it to be pan seared around rear.
And that's your thing. That's what you go for when you're there.
Really nice.
That
and the grouper, big time.
And the grouper was great.
And we prepare any of the fish 5 or 6 different ways. We will broil it, we'll bake it, we'll blacken it, we'll do it souffle, we'll do it Mediterranean style, any way you like.
Beat it, smack it.
We'll whack it around, throw it to the person next to you. Makes a difference.
That sounds wonderful. And you got the steaks and everything like that, too.
Yeah, a lot of red meat because there's many people that are not.
Well, yeah. I like to mix it up one way or another.
I carry just about all of them.
Because that's me, because I'm a pig.
No, I don't think so.
Well, you saw me eat.
You know what? You might be right.
And I've been trying. I used to eat like that all the time, but I'm trying not to. Now I'm just saving it for Thursdays, trying to just keep it under control for Thursdays, because I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to have the food that our fine sponsors bring in. And we're obligated to go visit you. The question now is, how many times am I going to show up there? And
I hope a lot.
How many different bunches of hoochies am I going to be bringing over there?
As many as you can handle, I guess.
Hey, that sounds like a challenge. I'll see what I can do, because I know radio hoochies, and they're just like us. They'll go anywhere for a free meal, and I can't say that they'll do anything because I haven't tried to get them to do everything yet. But they'll do a lot for a free meal. You'd be surprised. Radio people, male or female, they'll do a lot for a free meal. But
that's nice.
Yeah, so we got some radio hoes. That might be interested in some free fine fish and steaks over there. Wow. Joseph's on the water. Want to give your phone number out so that because people won't remember. They're not going to write these directions down. They're just going to call and make a reservation. And
well, the website they can get on their website josephsonthewater.com, and there you can see the menu. You can see the inside of the restaurant. Lovely ambiance outside in the patio. We have, like I say, 100 feet of dockage for boats. Full liquor bar. It's lovely. It's
great.
Really nice
I can just drop in, like if on crack and prostitute night, if I'm driving by with a hoe, I'm just like, hey, hoe, you want to stop in here and have some fish? I know the guy. He'll hook us up.
Do it.
And cause, I'm on a budget. I want to impress chicks like a rich guy, but I don't have the money. So
I think we're all
looking
the same
for all
boat.
these connections over here to make it look like I'm a big shot.
Actually, I'll tell you something. Because it's hard to find us. It's a bit convoluted. It's off the beaten track. You can't see.
That's a draw. That's a draw, right?
Well,
there.
in itself, I mean, it's
Sure.
funny. People will say it's the best kept street going. It really is.
Well, we're going to let it out.
We're
going to. It's not a secret anymore.
Wow. Believe me, people coming in once an individual comes in, we see them quite often.
Okay. And if they like tiramisu, and if they go in there and order the tiramisu and they don't like it, they can come to an appearance and punch me in the stomach.
Well, you don't have a stomach anymore.
No, well, I can tighten it up.
Oh, there you go.
But they have to warn me, not like that Houdini thing. Don't catch me unawares. Let me tighten it up first, then you can punch me in the stomach. Only if you didn't like the tiramisu, and you better convince me that you didn't, because it was the best tiramisu I've had in my life.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite things.
It's
so
a
it's great.
dish.
I might go there and just have dessert.
That's
I'll ask the hoochie if that's what she wants to do. Thank you so much, Joseph. We're out of time.
It is my
Thank you for
pleasure.
feeding us today.
Yeah.
Hope
My pleasure,
we
believe me.
fill your place up.
Thanks, George. Appreciate
Joseph's on the water, Hallandale Beach Boulevard. Call them and ask for directions. I'm not going to remember. 113 on 560 WQAM.
Tonight on Fashion Cops, the Ministry of Un-Islamic Dress is patrolling the streets of Tehran.
We are responding to a 410 female with a loose headscarf.
Hold it right there. Hands where I cannot see them.
Oh no, what is it about?
Why are your ears exposed?
The wind must have blown my scarf.
Yeah, tell it to the Ayatollah. Let's go.
Making sure the streets are safe from dangerous curves and Western-style haircuts is the job of the brave men and women of Fashion Cops Tehran.
We are approaching the trailer park, where a man is apparently using product, possibly hair gel. He is considered coiffed and dangerous.
Hey, buddy. What is in your pocket, eh?
Nothing. Let me see. A tube of dippity-doo.
It's not mine. A friend asked me to hold it for him. Who is your friend? The Vanilla Ice? You are going away for a long time, mister.
Fashion Cops Tehran. All suspects are considered guilty until proven innocent.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for the food. I'll see you. Who knows? Maybe sooner than you think. You have no idea what the hell I got going on. 567-0560 in Dayton, Broward. 877-785-6345 is toll-free everywhere else. Pound 560 is free if you have AT&T and Verizon Wireless. Hey, how you doing over there, Chris?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Wow. I need a nap. I think I'm going to have a nap. I think I will be taking a nap before skating tonight. You're going?
Yes.
Wife threatened to go. We'll see. We'll see if that actually happens. She's threatened that before. She has gone before. She's capable of skating. She has skates. It's one of these things. I don't want to. It's kind of like that.
How good is it?
You feel that. Normal. Good.
I mean, she's not going to be like skating backwards like you and everything.
No, like you. Good. See, I don't consider myself good. I used to be. That's what I always tell people. I used to be. In that crowd, I'm middle of the pack.
For someone who doesn't consider themselves good, you hot dog it pretty well.
I do my best to hot dog it, but that's still, I don't consider that good. That's just me doing as good as I can. How's that?
Now, was Skate Insane back last week or no?
I didn't see them last week.
So maybe they're still out the competition.
Hopefully they did well in the competition, and we will ask them. No, good is what I used to be, and good is what you see some of the other people do on the floor out there. What I do are the basics, and maybe, all right, I'll give you this. I do the basics well.
Okay, we'll give you that.
Those are the basics. What some of these other people are doing out there are some amazing stunts and tricks. Which, used to be able to do that stuff, and then I got old. And maybe I would still be able to do it if I had never stopped, but you stop, and for, I don't know, like 20 years, I didn't do anything.
I think Joseph forgot his cell phone.
Oh, hey, Duff, bring Joseph back. Should I text Duff right here?
Yes.
I'm going to text Duff Lindsay. Right here, Duff.
So what is it called? Sliding. What is that? That one that they do where you have to, if you can't do it, you have to get off the rink. And they kind of all
shuffle.
Shuffle. That's it.
There's nothing to that. I don't even know why they have a special session for shuffling. All right, I'm talking and texting at the same time, which I do all day long. Joseph. Yeah, but they're just bouncing is all they're doing. Joseph forgot his. He was so excited about being on the radio. Joseph forgot his phone. Duff. Texting while talking.
You're talented.
It's a new skill I've developed. QAM, Chris is busy.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Don't worry about it. You want to? What do you want?
Talk to George.
Okay, go right ahead. Turn the radio off and start talking.
Oh, George.
No foreplay, just like my sex life.
Man, that's the way we like it, huh? Get straight to the point.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd like some foreplay, but, you know.
Not to say that you're boring or anything, but where's Lucy?
You know, it's not a scheduled day. See, what's going on is it's Thursday, and that's all right. I understand. You know, I'd much rather have Lucy right here on my lap.
I gotta tell you honestly, she's really, I don't know what it is, but the interaction you guys have, it sounds great on
Everybody says the same thing, and I like it, and she likes it, and the audience likes it. We've only had 2 complaints out of 100 compliments.
I don't know if you guys will be able to work it out where you can...
Here, let me tell you what's going to happen. If it's good, the management of this radio station and every other radio station in this town is going to hate it. There is no suit-wearing MFer in this town that knows what good radio is, so there's no chance that anyone that is good will ever have a radio show on in this town.
So basically, before you know it, you and Lucy will be a thing of the past.
We'll be going somewhere to another town or something like that, but yeah, you better believe it. What you will hear a lot of are really bad, sucky, mediocre acts in this town that get paid a lot of money to suck and get low ratings. That's what you'll hear.
That's what I'm seeing.
And that's what you're going to get.
I guess we'll wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a Spick and Suds tomorrow, but I told Lucy to make a cameo. She has to give Suds a lap dance.
Well, we'll appreciate
right,
that.
But she's not scheduled to come in today, so she's not, you know, not even waiting to. Although, we got to talk some stuff. You do Joseph's phone? All right, it's right over here on a napkin. QAM, hello.
George, you forgot Marilyn Manson and Johnny Depp on the list, man. Later.
Sure, put them on there. Later. Would you put... Johnny Depp wasn't born here. Johnny Depp, we already talked about. He was born where? Yenamsveld, Kentucky, Tennessee,
or something like that, yeah.
But Marilyn Manson, I know he is a local boy, like, this is where he got his act started. Oh, excuse me, tiramisu burp. But, hey, Lucy, by popular demand, look at this. You hear the guy? Did you hear what the guy just said? The guy called up and said, hey, not that you're boring or anything, but where's Lucy?
Here I am.
And I said it was an unscheduled, because it's Thursday. I'm not even supposed to be on today.
I was going to say, what are you doing here?
Lazy fat fag took off early.
Marilyn Manson, born in Ohio.
All right, so...
Wasn't he born in Fort Lauderdale?
No.
Ohio. See, a lot of people, like, used to live here, like Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson, and grew up here, but they were born somewhere else.
Also, not being that I'm on QAM right now, a famous baseball player. What's his name? A-Rod.
I don't know. I'm trying to find
Isn't
yet
he
another
from
email.
Miami?
Yeah.
Lucy, that I
Also,
got.
Keith Hernandez from the Mets.
Yeah, we're going with entertainers, though.
Oh, okay.
Not athletes.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to be all QAM-ish.
Let me ask you something, because you were born here, somewhere in the United States.
Yes, I was.
You, Miguel.
I was born in Jersey.
The guy that made this drop for us?
Hola.
Love him.
No. That was Boca Brian, anyway.
Let me hear that.
Hola.
Oh, so funny.
That's Boca Brian speaking with a Spanish accent. Speaking of Spanish accents, explain to me why you, like Jess, Jew Lucy Lopez, and Miguel Escobar, and all these other American-born...
Have accents?
Have accents.
I think it's
I'm a
because...
ref. You understand I'm a ref, right?
Yeah, I know. I know you're a ref. But I think it's... I personally feel that I have an accent is because all the other kids I went to school with
had accents.
And
in
if
Jersey?
you're around
in New Jersey?
Yeah, and if you're around it, you just pick it up.
Well, I know.
It's like a New York accent.
I learned to talk like this before I learned to talk like this.
Right.
Because of the Redlands in North Carolina.
I've tried very...
Hard?
Exactly.
Say hard.
I don't want to say it because
Say
you guys
hard.
are going to chop it up. That guy called and he's like, I'm going to use you in a comedy bit with all the
I got a
things you
request
said.
for a drop. The thing that you said, the little goodbye wish yesterday
Yes.
about the thing with mustaches, that's a great
Yes.
drop. We have to cart that up. Look at me, how old I am. Cart that up. I don't even know what to call it anymore. This is a cart.
What's
and
that?
this is a cart. A cartridge.
Oh, let me see. I've never seen those.
Here, touch it. Put your finger in it. There's a hole in the back. Put your finger in it. Turn it over and put your finger in there. Stick it in there. What does it do? It does stuff. Look, wait, I gotta dial this thing up now. I don't even know where it comes up on this board. Yeah, give it back to me eventually.
Here.
I don't even know. There we go. See? Start, stop, start, stop. It's like an 8-track tape, but different. 8-track tape.
8-track.
I know. So I don't even know. So we have to put drops.
So that's why I have an
You're gonna have
accent.
Lucy Lopez drops. I know, but so you work hard to not have an accent.
Yes, but I can't get rid of it.
You go to therapy.
No, why?
You go to like speech therapy.
No.
Like Wendy Maltez.
No.
You know Wendy went to therapy.
Aw.
Did you know?
No, I didn't.
He did.
I like Lenny.
He's a very nice guy, but he sounds like Elmo Fudd.
Oh,
he doesn't look like
that's
Elmo Fudd,
mean.
but he sounds like Elmo Fudd.
No, he's muscles everywhere.
Totally, but not like Timmy.
No, Tim is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's pinchao.
Different methods.
I call him pinch.
Different methods of muscle building.
Pinchao.
Careful. Neil says that that's an F word in Mexican Spanish.
Yes, it is.
I had no idea. Yeah. That means nothing to me. Or Cubans. Like, we can't get into the whole what it means in one language and what it means in another language. Because, excuse me, I'm still going to say papaya. Because that's what you call it in Gringoville.
Yes, you do. You do say papaya like that. What is that? Is that flan?
Right.
Are you crazy? I have
that's
thighs. Rolly?
Show them. You have thighs?
I have thighs.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Whenever I see like flan or desserts, like my thighs get hungry.
What a drop that's going to make,
I
baby.
know.
So we got to do a break, all right?
It'll be
You going to sit
cool,
through
though.
it? Because I had nothing. What?
What time is it?
1:27.
All right. We'll
On
be right back.
560 WQAM.
The O'Donnell, and I'm angry again. Who's this Donald Trump think he is anyway, huh? I ain't done nothing that he's talking about. He is a metal case. You hear that, Don? A metal case. Would I like to build you one? I don't care you got $1 million. They can send money from the moon down here, and I won't care that you got $1 million. All I want to do is rub my fat belly on you. That's right, pal. I'm going to spread olive oil on my fat belly and rub it all over you. Then, if you don't shut your big mouth, I'm going to put some halava down there, and then I'm going to marbleize you. What do you think about that, you mopes? I just hope you still think I'm pretty.
Talked about it yesterday, but what does that have to do with Ike Pena, Lucy Lopez, a Cuban that can't swim? You know, Cuba, it's surrounded by water.
I know, but I don't know how to swim.
Get out of the studio.
I know how to swim, like, underwater, but
That's
with your arms and going
So you dog paddle? Can you dog paddle at least?
Yeah.
So if we threw you in the water, you wouldn't,
No, I would survive. I
Okay.
just would, get tired after, 5 seconds.
So you have a swimming class today, and that's why you're not going skating with
Yeah.
me.
But it's really, it's fun. It's really fun.
You will go, because you mentioned freestyle, and I said freestyle. That's what I'm going to be hearing tonight, because what's the name of the song?
I don't know.
Or the artist that goes, uno,
due, tre, quattro.
Since
Who
you
sings that?
I don't know. It's not trio. That's not da, 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 is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we got that.
I don't know how to swim.
Ike Pena, Lucy Lopez doesn't know how to swim. Oh, my God.
What are we going to do?
You know, I was embarrassed because I had to take swimming lessons when I was a little kid, but I guess at least that's when you're supposed to be taking swimming lessons. No, this is Da Da Da. I don't know. This is not that song.
No, that's not Uno.
No.
Remember, it was like a guy.
Tonight on
What are you doing?
Playing several things at the same time. You know how many players I have open right here? I know, it's hysterical.
Speaking of hysterical, what about MySpace drama?
Which one?
Oh my God, I have a phone bully.
Oh, see, here's the thing. I got to explain it to you. I wouldn't encourage these people. You don't understand that they're crazy, lifeless stalkers. They're for real. It's funny for a little while, but they don't go away.
They don't.
Ever.
He's like psycho.
We have a lot. All of
Everybody
them.
in the radio station's like, leave him alone, and I'm like, but
Listen,
I can't help but
however
mess with
many
him.
psychos there are in this town, they are all listeners of this show, and that's all. They have no life outside of this radio show or everything that this radio show touches. Now that I'm touching you, I'm reaching out and touching you all over. Now you are a part of the show, and you are a part of these stalkers' lives.
Oh, no.
And you know what? For the longest time, it's kind of like they're granting my request, because for the longest time I was asking them to stalk a female. I'd say, hey, you faggot, go find a female to stalk. Straight people stalk females.
Right.
I guess they listened, and now it's you.
Now they're stalking me. Thanks, George. Super nice of you.
Free.
Can't wait to tell my dad.
Extra free. Look at all these people on the phone. QAM, hello.
Hey, George, the song you're talking about is Numbers by Kraftwerk.
There you
Numbers?
go, Kraftwerk.
Numbers.
I knew it.
Hey,
I don't have that.
What's the name of the rink you roller skate at?
Galaxy and Davy. East of University, south of Sterling, north of Sheridan on Davy Road Extension, 8:30 to 11:30.
What's the name of it?
Galaxy.
Oh, cool, man.
All right.
Hey, I wanted to see your question. Maybe Lucy can answer it too. How come you find a nice bisexual girl, you marry her, and then she doesn't like carpet anymore?
Because she did it to
That was a
impress you in the
scam.
beginning.
That's right. That was a big lie.
That was a big lie. I can't believe you fall. Did you fall for that?
Yeah, that was just to trap you.
Did you fall for that?
That's a trap like I'm on the pill is a trap.
Yeah, that's a total trap.
You know what's better than waking up next to a beautiful woman?
No? What?
Waking up next to two beautiful women.
You're right. You're right.
I'm too jealous
I know.
and overprotective. I can't do all
It's so
that.
Cuban. It's like Cubans don't do the
what do you want me to
bisexual thing,
do?
do they? They're like either hardcore tortilletas or nothing.
Yeah, either you are or you're not.
Right.
Like, there's the type of girl who, like, after 5 shots of tequila and maybe a color cab from Willie's, I'm going to make all my friends so I can make it on MySpace.
Listen.
But
you saw those pictures? I don't have to go looking to find girls like that.
That's
And
it.
I found a couple.
To take it to the next level.
I found that they love each other. The girls I was out with, they have a special bond. A really loving relationship. QAM, hello.
Hey, George, what's up, buddy?
You tell me.
Hey, give me about Lucy. Like my second time hearing her. Give me some background about her. She sounds like one of those girls that did that song in Power 96. What's it
No,
called?
it wasn't me. That wasn't me. Thank God.
What's that song
It was
called?
the name of the song was Chongalicious.
Yeah, with the snappy lip line.
No. I look nothing like that.
No.
I had nothing.
Lucy's not a bimbette.
One of those girls is pretty, right?
Lucy's not a bimbo.
Sure, buddy.
She's not a hoe. I mean, she's got her little back tap, but she's got normal, like, hair. Her hair is unprocessed. She's a brunette. It's nice. She doesn't wear like all the makeup. Like as a matter of fact, I think she's got lip gloss. Maybe.
She doesn't put on like the lipstick.
No, I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't stand to be in the same room with her if she was one of those.
No.
They made me
No.
nuts. South Miami Cuban girls drove me nuts. I hated them. They hated me.
That's
We
not me.
agreed about everything.
I have nothing wrong with girls that dress like that. I encourage
I do.
it, but
I don't.
I don't dress.
Yeah, Afko, not for me.
How old is Lucy? How old is she?
Why don't you ask her? She's right here, like she's not in the
So
room.
weird. Can they actually hear
Third
me?
person, yeah, it's
I know.
amazing.
I like it, but I kind of like it because it's like I'm a guest.
I'll
so
ask
go
her.
ahead, ask
I'll
me,
ask her.
George.
Hey, Lucy, how old are you?
I'm in my 20s.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Is
that's way young.
Do you have that mental illness? You understand that we don't care about numbers, we men.
No.
Weight and age.
No, I'm just in my 20s.
It's a mental illness that you women have, that you think that we talk about women's weight. And that if you say your weight, that it's going to make you more or less attractive, as if. Or your dress size.
I don't want to say exactly my age, but I'm in my 20s.
Is that because you drink illegally?
29.
That's
No,
because
not
she's
yet.
underage. She's underage, and she drinks illegally with a fake ID, and she doesn't want people to know. So when they card her, that's it. That's what's going on.
So
It's funny because it's true.
Let me ask this guy a question. Can I ask you something, sir?
Yeah.
Act like he's not in the room.
Oh yeah, George. Ask this guy if he puts gel in his hair.
Hey, yo, caller, do you use KY?
My hair, I use some. I don't know what's it
Product.
called?
Dippity-doo.
Pomade or something.
Pomade.
Pomade.
Okay.
All right.
You sound like a pomade guy.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy. We got
Hi,
people
honey.
waiting in line. QAM, hello.
Hey, George.
What's up?
What's up? Listen, I don't know if anybody's told you already, but the name of the song is Numbers, and it's a German band called Kraftwerk.
Well, I know Kraftwerk well, but I don't have that song.
Found out right now. We
I have
just
everything by Kraftwerk except for that.
And that is like from the late 70s, so those people engineered that type of sound, and that's how Africa Bambaataa samples.
Listen, obviously we never met that you're explaining Kraftwerk to me that was listening to Kraftwerk before you were born. I insulted him. I was listening to Kraftwerk in '72, and I know that this guy on the
They were
phone.
using their computers to make music. The first IBM.
Let's
Wasn't that an IBM?
What?
Didn't they use like an IBM computer to use that to make that music?
They
And then the
really
New
gay
Order, the
haircuts.
story is New Order heard this and was like, whoa, we need to start making some music.
Africa Bambaataa stole their hook and acted like it was theirs and didn't give them any credit for it, you know. For Planet Rock, stole their hook.
Rock and roll.
Stole their hook from Trans-Europe Express. But this is not Trans-Europe Express. This is music nonstop. And you know why I like it? Because they say, boing, boom, chuck. Boing, boom, chuck. Ching.
So sexy.
Isn't
Did you
it?
see them at, they were here at the Jackie Gleason like 2
No.
years ago.
If I didn't get tickets, then I didn't see them. No bra again today? Is that 2 shirts, though? You're wearing 2 shirts. Right.
I like layering.
I understand.
So I don't have to wear a bra.
Keeps your nipples under control. Because you don't want them running loose. You don't want them running loose. They'll hurt somebody. They'll put an eye out.
Oh, I don't have, you make it sound like I have like those giant
No. Erasers? No, no.
crazy
They're like eyeballs.
Jennifer Aniston.
No. They're like eyeballs.
Nippleitis.
They're like eyeballs. QAM, hello. They're puppies. Hello, yes.
Hi.
Lucy's got puppies.
Hey, George. Crazy.
Hello, talk. Caller. Hey.
B.
Hello.
Yo.
What are you doing?
Well, we're doing a radio show, sir. What are you doing today? Would you like to be a part of our radio show today? Are we confusing you with the Kraftwerk music, sir?
He's freaking out.
I think so. I'm going to hang up on you, sir. This is what we get.
What
You're
is
our
that?
crowd. You're going
Hey,
to get
what
to know
are you
them.
doing?
What are you doing? I thought it was obvious.
I'm painting.
Right. People.
That's
I'm
like
swimming.
I was like 15 years old at my house, and I'm eating an apple. And my father walks by and goes, "What are you eating?" And I looked at him and I go, "A potato."
Yeah.
I'm eating a potato, puppy. He slapped my
QAM, hello.
What up? Music nonstop. That's by Kraftwerk.
This is by Kraftwerk, but I don't have numbers. I'm going to have to download it.
Oh,
Okay, hey, you got Egyptian lover? I'm in the mood for that. What's up, Lucy Lopez?
What up, dog?
Yeah, what? What are you in the mood for?
Hey, represent for Fort Lauderdale, man. That's my boy. I don't want no cake on my birthday. I want my cake every day.
You see? This is way more fun than what you do.
That's kind of what I get at Power 96 as well.
I know.
I get that.
All the crazies in this town, like let's say whatever, the town is maybe 5% crazy. That's 90% of our audience right there. QAM, hello. 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 It's a damn good thing I got this music playing in the background. There'd be so much dead air.
What's wrong with them?
Hello. Look at that. Damn.
People don't seem to realize that when they call, I put them on hold, so they start telling me their stuff. I put them on hold, and they freak out.
Wait, do you tell them that they're on hold?
Look, they know the
I just
routine.
put them on hold.
They know the freaking routine. It's not rocket scientist. They call, they get put on hold. The next voice they hear is the people on the air, and they're on the air. It's way too complicated for them.
What's the number here?
567-0560.
And hey, we're down to 2 certificates left.
Oh, thank God for
Oh,
that.
what kind of certificates?
Restaurant certificates.
To what?
To the place where we don't need any. To Joseph's on the Water.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, the food. Did you get any of this stuff that was in today? We got the desserts over here.
No, I saw everybody eating, but I can't
Lucy
eat.
Lopez has luscious thighs, and if I ever get sentenced to death, I want to be crushed to death
I don't
between
want to
Lucy
eat
Lopez's
flan, man.
thighs.
That goes right
Oh,
to
you
my
do.
cadera.
Will you put me to death if they sentence me to death? Will you crush my head with your thighs?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you can wear bottoms.
Okay.
All right.
I'll wear your underwear.
Okay, but I get to
That's
face.
so sexy, right?
Right. I get to face
After
forward.
you do it, I wear my boyfriend's underwear. I love it.
The picture, if you go to Josh's girlfriend's website, there's a really sexy picture of her flashing, sort of.
Yeah.
Herself.
Her vagina?
And sort of, very close.
Oh.
Nothing, no, not the cleft, but right above. And she's wearing his underwear.
That's super cute.
That would totally not stop me at all. Wouldn't care.
I love wearing guy underwear, especially the whitey tighties with jeans. Love it.
I have an assortment of interesting boxers, with like funny patterns and animals on them.
I like guys who wear boxer briefs.
Yeah, I don't have the boxer briefs. It's either briefs or boxers.
Or like whitey tighties, but you have to be super cut up.
I hate the whites.
No,
man.
like
I swore those a long time ago with the weird with the overfold in the front.
The gay underwear. You know what I'm talking about? The gay underwear.
No.
That they're like really little.
Oh, those, yeah. Those are yummy. Well, I'd get some if they'd work on you, Lucy. We got a break going on. You got show prep to do?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, bye, baby.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
for helping me kill the show again.
Bye, 560 WQAM.
Okay, all the lines are lit up. They all want to talk to you. They're going to hang up during the break. That's okay. F you people, too. 17 till 2 on 560 QAM.
Hey, this is Bill Clinton speaking. Oh, you sweet thing. How's your big pasty butt? Your butt. Oh, I can't right now, honey, but you know what I like. I like 'em fat with piggy face and a lot of roast beef hanging down. Granny candy shorts and genital warts. Why not squat and big round? There ain't nothing quite attractive as my butch boss wife who dresses way too frumpy, bitchy, bitter, and dumpy. Haven't seen her nude since 1982. Is she a girl? Oh, baby, gotta check my eyes. What's that, honey? Who's to blame for financing Hillary's campaign? Why, honey, that's Rupert Murdoch's money, honey. Oh, you got that right, honey. Ain't no bigger Republican than my wife. She's got big legs and a pasty waist. Suits my taste all around. A masculine back and a hairy crack. Oh, Lord, what's that hanging down? Well, it's a one-eyed wonder. Could she be a guy or just a bitch boss lady or a butch butt baby? Hell, I don't know. I'm voting for the big O. Is she a girl? Oh, baby, gotta check my eyes.
No, I can't play American Girl. I don't have that. I do appreciate the audience bringing up, or Lucy, or whoever it is, always bringing up songs that I don't have, and I'm not being sarcastic, because that gives me the opportunity to go and get it at that point, because I do want my collection to be complete. First of all, in the most recent order of business, that's the guy mentioned. And even got a fax. Thank you, Red. I appreciate the fax. No, it wasn't the beginning of Sam the Sham and the Pharaoh's Woolly Bully, although it does say uno, two, dos. No, we were going for uno, due, tre, quattro. As everybody said, was Numbers by Kraftwerk. And so, that's right. Here we go. I went to Marilyn Manson last night. It was quite a good time, says Red. I was in the mosh pit. Woo! How old are you, Red? Tell us about you. It honestly was not a real mosh pit last night. During Slayer, there was some moshing going on, but I managed to stay out of the way. But once Marilyn Manson started, it was more of just a crowd trying to get to him, and I was leaning on the stage right there in the catwalk. I got Marilyn's sweat and spit all over me. Whee!
Ew.
I love you, Baby Red. Send a picture. So there you go. I'm waiting for them to get to the part that we were talking about. It'll get there. How long is this song? Ooh, real long.
So I've never heard this song in my life.
6:38. You might have. It's been sampled so many times.
Okay, well, I've never heard the actual song itself. How's that?
You've heard the sampling. I don't know at what point the Uno Due.
Probably at the end.
Oh no, it's coming up. I can feel it. Yeah, I feel it coming. And the numbers too. So I got to get American Girl. Oh, got a surprise for you. Wait, because you probably forgot all about this. QAM, hello.
Hey, George.
Yes.
This music rocks. Thank you for playing it.
Oh, okay. It's free.
It's really fabulous. And that guy that was freaking out before, he had asked you if you had Egyptian Lover. You know that song?
No, by Kraftwerk?
I don't know who it's by, but Egyptian Lover's great. That's what he was trying to ask you.
I can look. Hey, talk for a second.
That's a good song. Do you have a list of your favorite songs anywhere, like on MySpace or anywhere?
No. Hey, wait a minute. Don't hang up.
I won't. Egypt.
Wait,
I'm waiting.
Egypt. Because I got all these players open over here at the same time. I'm freezing up my computer.
Egyptian Lover, baby.
I like so much it would be, here's a short list of what I don't like. You know that kind of jazz where it's really random? It's really random and it sounds like everybody's listening to something different. You know that kind of jazz?
Yeah.
I don't like that. Otherwise, I like it. Every genre, there's something I like it. Is this it?
Yeah, that one. That's it.
They're going to be playing this tonight at the roller rink. And I'm going to be skating to it.
Post your favorite song somewhere.
Go skating, baby.
I want a list of the songs so I can get them too.
I don't know what to do. It would be huge. My music, I got like 10,000 tracks in the computer over here. I can't list them.
We'll have Josh do it.
Yeah, there you go. He doesn't get paid to do this crap.
Bye, thanks for playing.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Wait, now we're back to that. Look how I'm mixing over here. Here's what you forgot about. Here's the surprise. Ready?
Cult of Personality. I love this song.
Who doesn't? You know what? I don't want to know the answer to that question. If you don't like this song, I don't want to know you. Go away. Move along. Go talk to somebody else. You know, they asked those guys once, oh, you guys are black and you're playing heavy metal. And they actually resented that question. They were, rock and roll was invented by the black man. How come a black man can't play heavy metal? It's not that a black man can't play heavy metal. It's just that they didn't. At that time, everyone was doing rap. QAM, hello. Hello. QAM, yes.
You said you were listening to Kraftwerk in like 1972?
Or something, yeah.
So that you were like 7 years old?
Yeah, I was 7 years old listening to Kraftwerk. You understand the concept, figures of speech and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Okay, good. QAM, hello.
Hey, George.
Yeah, how are you?
Did you get Egypt?
Hey, I pull pumpkins out of my butt too, sir.
Jesus
Christ.
Egypt, right?
What, I got Egyptian Lover?
Yeah, Egypt.
Isn't that it?
Play some Twilight 22 if you can.
No, we're out of time.
Bye.
6 till 2, 560 QAM.
And in particular, a group that had been outspoken and critical of the administration. These broads are millionaires, lionized on TV. I've never seen people enjoying their husband's death so much.
Yes. And Coulter's so bitchy, she is full of hate. Makes everybody angry, gets the liberals all worked up. Worshipped by the Fox News gang, cause she's blonde and tall. But if she ever ended up missing, no one would care at all. You could be a widow, you could be a priest. You know that she'll attack you if you ever disagree. Wonder what she's thinking by dropping verbal bombs. She supports our soldiers by attacking grieving moms. Can you make her go away? Can
her skinny legs. We wish each other face, but her balls get in the way. Is she a woman anyway? One thing we sure can say, and culture's a disgrace. And culture's a disgrace.
Because they dare to speak out?
To speak out using the fact that they're widows. How about sending in somebody we're allowed to respond to? No. We always have to respond to someone who just had a family member die.
But aren't they the
because
people
then if
in the
we
middle of the
respond,
story?
oh, you're questioning their authenticity. They were using their grief in order to make a political point.
So these broads, you know, are millionaires
Yeah, you
stalked
think
by
I shouldn't
grief
be able to respond to
I've
them.
never seen people enjoying their husband's death so much.
Yes, they're all over the news. All over the news.
Bye.